Hello, everyone. We are live. We have no plans. We're kind of just here to chill. We might answer some questions. I did notice someone in chat. I don't know if they're still here. Asked about the Scarlet King versus Superman. Um,
I saw that. I was like, I don't think that's you
I'm
guys.
not sure. I think they have the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Uix from the Frank versus Ash cast was one of the researchers for Superman versus Scarlet King. That's a great opening topic, Molak. You have any thoughts on Superman versus Scarlet King as
I
a
actually
concept?
do. I
What are
do,
you
because
thinking?
I actually like it as a concept. I think that having a character that basically embodies hope and especially someone like Superman who just embodies so many good ideals, and then fighting against the Scarlet King, who is like the exact antithesis of Superman, but also can actually fight against Superman as like an eldritch entity is pretty. I don't know. I just like it a lot because like it's like the Scarlet King represents like eldritch, like pushing down on people, and Superman is of the people, so he's the representation of people's hopes, and the Scarlet King is representation of like cruelty, just in
Yeah,
its purity. I think it's really cool. I know people don't like it because Superman has other matchups like Optimus Prime, which I do prefer, but I think it's still pretty cool.
I think that I looked at I have a history with this matchup. I
Ooh,
looked at it. One of the first things I did once I entered the official Death Battle Discord, like way back, like back during season 10, season 9,
right.
was I was like, oh, there's a SCP fan base in Death Battle. This is great. I love SCP. Let me find all the SCP Death Battles I could find. And I end up finding one of the very first Scarlet King versus Superman posts. And I was like, this is great. I like this. This is really cool. This goes into like the story of Superman. And I only learned like a month later that at this point, this was in its initial spite matchup era where it wasn't actually a real matchup. People were just joking about it. And I
Right,
was like,
right.
man, I didn't even know it was a spite matchup. I just thought it was cool on the cover. But
It's
yeah,
funny because oh, go ahead.
I think it's more debatable than people give it credit for. Like there's a reason Superman is like that guy. Like you
Yeah,
want to talk
I
about
think I don't I think people like it's crazy. People really don't think Superman is that strong nowadays. It's really
yeah.
weird.
I've noticed the same thing with like 682 versus Doomsday, where people like there's this perception that they're like these OP beat anyone characters. Like Superman and Doomsday aren't also OP beat anyone characters.
They were the
Like,
original. Like they existed before SCP.
yeah. Like Superman, we can talk about like the fanfic scaling of SCP, but Superman has been like the most powerful guy in the room for like 100 years straight by this point. He gets basically any scaling in DC there is. You can make a case that Superman scales to it. I think
Nah.
there's a genuine. I won't turn this into just a big scaling thing,
Hmm.
but there's genuine interpretations of Superman that basically place him like at like his peak at like second place in DC under the presence, basically.
Really?
Yeah, because there's this one comic that's like one of the very first Sandman comics, A Dream of the Endless is in Hell.
Hmm.
And they're basically doing this weird mental gymnastics game where it's like I have to say something that can beat what you're saying. They're basically doing power scaling. They're
Right.
like, I'm a I am a horse, and then I'm like, I'll be a tiger that kills the horse. I'll be a hunter that kills the tiger. This went up and up and up until they eventually got to like the end of all things, which in this context of Morpheus and Death of the Endless was like basically the opposite of God, like the great evil darkness. And then Morpheus is like, hope. Hope is what beats that. And then the demon couldn't think of anything that could beat hope. And
Right.
not that normally wouldn't mean much.
Right.
Except whenever they said what they were, a little symbol or a hologram appeared near them to represent what they were talking about.
It was Superman.
It was the symbol of Superman, and the demon was like, damn, I can't think of anything. And we're like,
Yeah.
all right, but is that consistent? Well, Superman did just beat up the Great Evil Darkness in Dark Crisis, which is like, well, I don't know what else, how else you would interpret that. Superman just locked in and beat the opposite of the presence.
Hey man,
So
Superman
I
really
think,
is just that guy.
yeah. And I think it's a similar thing with Doomsday, where people are like, man, Doomsday's not that. Someone said the funniest thing, which is that Doomsday is basically Bane with better PR. Like he beat the main protagonist in his first appearance and never did anything that cool afterwards.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you get cooler than beating Superman? Like he showed up and beat Superman. He pulled up to hell and negged the devil. Like that, they just do that.
Yeah. All right, sure. You gotta drop that we're live in the Discord because now we're gonna talk about the matchup everybody came here for, bro, when they saw that thumbnail.
All right.
Y'all already know what I'm talking about, baby. All for One versus Stingy from Lazy Town. Let's go, son.
All right. Tell me of this matchup. Elaborate.
All right, so essentially how this matchup works, right, is Stingy in Lazy Town has a domain expansion, right? We're gonna give him a
Mhm.
domain expansion, and it's called Mine. And in this domain expansion, he can essentially control the different powers and abilities that characters have, just like All for One, right? And their whole thing is having everything for themselves. So it's gonna be a battle of somebody with a bunch of powers versus someone who can take his powers.
So how hang on. So you say that like I assume this is like a song that starts playing and he just gets like tune force basically.
Kinda. He can kind of just he just kind of summons stuff in the song. Listen, okay, for people that don't know, I am joking, right?
Okay.
Stingy is going to die, but I saw this thumbnail and I'm just like, man, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Is he like biting his lip?
A little bit, yeah. That's what he does in
I,
the show. That's how his puppet is made.
oh, is it? I thought it's like just how I thought he was like sensually biting his lip for some reason. I was concerned about
No,
that.
no, it's just it's puppet works. That's just how puppets are.
It's just a normal old puppet. Okay.
Yeah. All right,
So
now
I
let's
think you're
actually
onto
talk about.
something.
Yeah, now let's actually talk about a good matchup.
Do we have any to talk about today?
You hurt my
Uh
feelings, sure.
chat. Tell us with topics if you have any questions.
Yeah, this is a test stream for me. So if you guys want to talk about anything in chat, let us know. If not, I'm just gonna keep pulling stuff up.
I do have some topics about some questions that are popular in the versus community right now.
Okay.
Uh, People are asking what happens in Light versus Columbo if Light just decides to beat up Columbo, as he is a college level athlete and Columbo is a
Trained police
old out of
officer.
shape detective.
Whoa, 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 whoa! That's disrespectful. Listen, Death Battle takes people in their primes, right? So it's gonna be prime Columbo.
We're gonna see Columbo from like before the show even started.
Yeah, we're gonna see Columbo back in his high school days.
All right, we're gonna go with hypothetical lore Columbo versus Light, who has actual feats of being like peak athlete.
Okay, I feel like peak athlete is kind of generous. Let's be honest.
He is like a college level tennis player, which is like,
That's
and he
not
does like he hits a
peak
tennis ball
athlete.
so hard that there's like the air moves because he hits the tennis ball so hard.
Isn't that
He's
just how air works?
he's in very good shape, is what I'm trying to say. Columbo has a gun. I saw this. He does not have a gun.
He doesn't.
I've looked. He does not carry a gun in his standard
Oh man.
arsenal. So
Oh.
how does that affect the? Let's just assume Columbo easily wins the intelligence thing. How does this
Right.
affect the debate if Light just starts beating him up?
He calls for backup.
He gets like the boys, and he's got the boys already set up outside.
Exactly.
He's got it all figured out. All
He's
right.
gonna hit him with the and just one more thing while he's getting punched.
He's gonna say one more thing, and they're gonna bust through the windows.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Maybe
That
that's how it ends.
I do find it funny how everyone agrees that like Columbo is gonna win. And I find that really funny.
It feels like that's kind of like
Because I
I've
honestly
always
feel
felt.
like Light can win, but most people just act like no, he has no shot.
I think what's interesting is that this I feel like matchup only works because people want to see Columbo beat Light, which is a little
Mm.
weird because I feel like it is a genuinely debatable intelligence matchup,
Yeah.
even if like narratively Columbo is the type of guy that would beat Light.
Oh, sure.
But
Narratively, he just stomps, but
it's like feat wise and like logistics, it's pretty debatable. So
hmm.
I feel like Liam wants Columbo to win, and I think Liam believed he won before he did research for the matchup. We don't actually know if he's going to win though 100%. It could be a light
Whoops.
victory.
I think I just messed something up. Hang on. Wait.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that
did just
looks
mess
odd.
something up. I
I'm
did.
not sure what you did.
I'm not sure what I did. Uh
That
oh.
looks odd.
How do I fix it?
Oh, are you
Wait. It got worse. How do I? Huh.
that's
Huh.
Kentucky.
Huh.
We are now in your Google web pages. I can see your images.
Oh, good. All right, hang on. I can fix it. I know what to do. I
So
figured
if
it out. I don't
all
know
right.
why my PC decided to do this, but here we are.
Hi, Ten Tails.
We're going through this
Ten Tails.
together.
This is the perfect part. This is the perfect part of the live stream for you to tune in on.
There we go. It's fixed.
It's not fixed. We still just see. Oh wait, no, you're good. You fixed it. All right,
Yeah.
we're back. Kentucky broke the fourth wall, and it really messed with Molak streaming, but we're good now. Uh,
Yeah.
Ten Tails, we're kind of just like talking about different topics. We're kind of doing a test stream, making sure everything's working.
Yep.
You've currently made it so our faces are just black screens.
Listen,
They can
this is
they can
all
hear
a
us.
part of the process.
It's all part of the process.
How about now?
We look good right now.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know if you wanted this to be the case, but we can see your mouse right now. If you'd like to make it so you don't see our mouse, you can actually hit properties on the window capture, and there's an option to unclick the capture cursor part.
Why do that?
Uh, in the source for the live stream, there should be like where like the mic and the audio capture and everything is
Right, right, right.
on the web page. Capture right click and then go to properties,
Okay.
and then there should be an option for like capture cursor, and you can unclick that,
There you go.
and then you can hit OK. Unless you want to show your cursor, sometimes for some streams it's good to have your cursor so the live stream can see what you're talking about better. But
Okay.
uh,
But
thoughts on
I think that's good.
Uzi versus Izzy? I don't know who Izzy is.
I also
Do you
don't know
know?
who Izzy is.
I will look this up. And
I'm
what
assuming
is
we're
an
talking
Izzy?
about I assume we're talking about Murder Drones, in which case I actually
Yeah,
have not seen Murder Drones.
Izzy Fisher from Black Widow Apocalypse versus Uzi Dorman from Murder Drones.
I got none. Sorry.
Angsty and rebellious young female protagonists with bad high school reputations who hail from violent web series in a world that became genocidal and are seeking revenge to the organization due to losing their loved ones and stop a cycle of violence. Both gain powers that are angel related. They then would find companionship with their former enemies who used to work with organization singular, but help them with their quest for revengeance and regeneration go burr. This TLDR is longer than some lists of connections I've seen.
That's hilarious.
All right. Seems like a solid matchup. I don't know anything about any of them, but it seems like it's good for a reason. We're not talking about
Ooh.
pitches specifically, Ten Tails. We're kind of just talking about anything. If you got
Yeah,
any
we're talking about
questions on any
anything.
matchups, hit us up.
Here's a matchup I like talking about. This is a if people know Rand, this is a series that we have been trying to get more attention to. This is
Yes.
yes, this is Yugo from Wakfu versus Aladdin from Magi. Man, I want Wakfu on Death Battle, man. Please.
We will eventually. We want the project has not been revealed what the project we're doing is, but the fan battle cast crew are working on a sequel series once we run out of casts, and Wakfu will almost certainly be part of that.
Yeah. And okay, for people in chat that don't know what Wakfu is, I might explain Magi because Magi's just a magic manga. It's about a kid who is kind of he's like a genie kid, right? And he's like thousands of years old, and he ends up living inside of a lamp protected by a djinn that's inside of it, and then he gets out of the lamp and he basically goes on a magical adventure.
Mm,
With Yugo, it's somewhat the same thing, but he wasn't in the lamp, so oh boy. Okay, so in the world of Wakfu, how deep into this do I gotta go? Um okay. Basically, Yugo is from a race of people in the world of Wakfu that have the ability to create portals and directly manipulate the energy of that verse, and they can like go through the portals, like Portal 2 style. They can go crazy with it. They can also make lasers, make swords and stuff. But Yugo, I forget why, but he got separated from his people and ended up in the normal Wakfu world, and
mm,
there he is grown up and he's raised, and he eventually learns about his heritage, and he also goes on a magical adventure.
okay.
And it has the same connection of both of them being they're still kids even though they're old as shit. Well,
Okay.
Yugo's younger, but even when he grows older, he ages his body ages extremely slow. He's like a Viltrumite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, it would suck if Mark had to like go through. It took like him 100 years to become a teenager or something.
Yeah, that would suck. That's
Can you
yeah.
imagine if the slow aging started like immediately? You're
Ooh.
just a like a straight up like baby for the first 10 years of your life.
Oh, that would suck. That would be so bad.
Thank God the plot of the plot armor kicked in so that the aging only started when he was a young adult.
Yeah. Do you know anything about Wakfu, Sherm? Is there anything
I
you want me to talk
know
about?
I don't know nothing. A question I have for this matchup is like you kind of explain the general theme, but like what would why do you want to see this matchup in particular? Like what's cool about this?
Well, I think it's really well. First of all, Yugo and Magi are both goated series, right? Magi's anime, unfortunately, never really continued after a certain point, but the rest of the manga is really good, and I highly recommend people read it.
Mhm.
Uh, I just think both of these series deserve a lot more attention, and I think Yugo and Aladdin. Well, okay, not necessarily Aladdin, but Yugo offers a lot in terms of his kit that I think would be interesting to see on Death Battle.
So it's just kind of like a matchup featuring two characters and two series that I just like super cool.
Hmm.
Okay. I can
Now,
see that. That'd be fun.
if you want one of the better Wakfu matchups, I got you.
All right.
This
That
one,
was that a bad Wakfu matchup?
no. That one is like the I guess you could call that one the beginner one. This is the one that you've probably seen.
I have seen this one.
Yeah, Strange Supreme from Marvel What If versus Nox.
Okay.
The core theme is these are both two people who had the opportunity to live happy lives with the person that they loved, but unfortunately, due to a tragic accident, that person died. And then both of them took whatever means possible to be able to go back to that moment and continue living with their loved ones in peace, even to the point where they would sacrifice the sanctity of the cosmos, or I guess you could say the peace of the cosmos, disturbing everything in order to get it. And both of them are directly related to like time shenanigans.
Hmm. So what
And
would like
oh, go ahead.
so what would like I'm if they both have like time powers, how would they like interact with each other?
So you see that cube Nox has?
Yeah.
So with Nox, his ability of time travel is more like he would have gone directly into the past, whereas with Strange Supreme, it's more of like a direct rewind. It's kind of weird because the gem in Marvel's What If functions differently than it does in the comics, right? So I think if you take just the show version of the gem, it wouldn't necessarily cancel out. They wouldn't necessarily cancel each other out, but it would be one person traveling back in time and then the other person traveling directly in that moment back in time.
So would they be trying to like go to before the fight even started to kill the other one?
Yeah, maybe if you gave them their time powers. But other than that, they both still have pretty big kits. Nox, especially very recently, because Wakfu was originally an MMORPG, he's now a boss in the game that you can actually fight. And the MMO is canon.
Okay.
So all the abilities and stuff, him fighting the player character, and the player character gets pretty decent scaling too. So he would scale to that.
That's good.
And Strange Supreme, he's pretty strong. I,
Spoilers for season the end of season 2 of What If. They really jumped the shark and he just kind of gets all the scaling. If there's
yeah,
scaling to be had, he's got it.
yeah, like this was definitely a matchup before season 2 came out because season 1 Strange Supreme, while definitely still pretty strong, was like reasonably toned down.
I think like straight the just using what we had in season 1 of What If, he would get like the Infinity Gauntlet scaling, but it would be like downscaling because
More or
he
less.
can block just straight up full blasts from Infinity Ultron trying to kill him, but it takes like a lot of effort to just not die, and it clearly wouldn't last long.
True. And now he's just a god. So,
But and now it's not now he's just like way stronger.
and you wanna know what the crazy part is?
What?
People think that ruined the matchup. Believe it or not, Nox can actually get that high too.
Oh,
I'm telling you, man, Wakfu scaling goes kind of crazy. We have a pretty interesting verse.
is there
So
any like demonic attributes to Nox, or is he kind of just like a time wizard?
he's just a time wizard. He's a time wizard. Uh, in Wakfu, the way races work, or at least so in Wakfu, the game, which is the original, right? There are a bunch of races, and each race is like a different class. Nox is called an Exceller, and Zellers use like an hourglass to fight their opponents. It's pretty cool. They like do
Mm,
status effects and debuffs.
interesting. Okay.
So wait, what was I answering with this again? I forgot what I was doing. What was I
Like,
talking about?
what kind of stuff Nox has besides just time magic?
Oh yeah, he has that stuff. He has all of the stuff he got from his new boss fight. If any of my Wakfu players, I highly doubt you're in chat right now, but if you ever get to level 180 and fight that guy on this island, that's a hard boss, man.
So is Nox like a cool, beloved character of the Wafu franchise?
Yes, I would definitely say that he is the most beloved villain in the series, and I think that's by a mile. The other villain does come close though. I think his name was what was his name? It was like Quilby or something.
Mm.
Something like that. Quilby's pretty cool, but Nox just stole the show in season 1. If you watch season 1, you'll know exactly what I mean. Nox was just way too good.
It seems like this is a good matchup.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and close it. Uh, anybody in chat got any matchups? Any matchups at all?
Here's my Mahito versus Carnage. Don't like it.
Mahito versus Carnage? Ew. Wait, okay,
Ah,
wait. Let me not say ill. Let me not say ill. Wait. Mahito from JJK, right?
yes. Okay,
Okay.
so
I
here's
kind of understand it though,
I it so the matchup makes sense. The matchup exists for a reason. I
right?
think it's a little uninteresting thematically, and I
Hmm.
think it's kind of uninteresting dynamically as well. I think like Carnage, both Cletus Cassidy and the symbiote have a lot more characterization going on than just like brutal murderer guy. That is the
Hmm.
main crux of them. Don't get it twisted, but like they have this whole like idea of like self importance and like becoming like the goat of their verse. Like
Hell yeah.
they can't stand like that's literally like the thing. They were like, nah, nah, nah. Eddie can't be the one killing Null. He's almost a weird way, kind of like if Vegeta was actually successful at becoming better than Goku. He's like, oh,
That's
Eddie can do
weird.
that. I can also do that. And then he just like went through a rampage across the galaxy until he got enough amps to kill Null. And it's like, see, this shit ain't hard. Anyone can do it. He like anytime someone questions if he's a good murderer, he'll like go to like a cafe and kill 20 people. Like he has this idea of like, I gotta be the best at murdering. I also
Mm.
just think like symbiotes have a lot of like interesting eldritch stuff going on that Mahito doesn't really cover.
True.
Carnage is one of my favorite Marvel characters, so I have very high standards for like matchups for him.
Oh, can I ask you a question then? Because I saw this one track for Carnage. I saw Carnage versus Fleetway Sonic. The track for that matchup goes hard. It's a fan track. But what do you think about that?
I think that's an odd, strange matchup that I don't fully understand why it
I don't
exists.
get it either, but the track goes hard, so I'm not gonna
They
argue against it.
are pretty crazy, those two.
It's pretty crazy.
Lord Draken versus Omazeo. Now, Dark Lord likes this matchup a lot,
Dark
and I
Lord does
trust
like that
Dark Lord's
matchup.
opinions on Common Rider, so I would give that one a thumbs up. I
Lord
approve.
Draken is based. I don't know who Omazia is, but he does look like he has sauce, so I also approve of the matchup.
Someone's
I'm
rooming their
rooming my
Amori.
Amori.
Everyone should room their Amori. That's a good thing to do.
Do we have to talk about Room Amori? I feel like everyone already knows we love it.
I haven't finished Amori yet, so I have limited things to say.
Yeah. In order to not
uh,
spoil Sherm, I will not say anything except that that matchup is amazing, and I hope Death Battle does it. I listen. I still think it was a little sus. Amori wasn't on Champions Island, but that's just that's just
he
me.
was suggested so many times.
I think he was like
Was
the
he?
third most.
I think it was him and Sonic.exe,
Yeah,
which is very funny. I still think that if Slenderman won, Sonic.exe probably would have been one of his four options. Just because the Death Battle team
that's
was in charge of it, and that's
gross.
something they would have done.
Yeah, that's gross. If that happened, I don't know. I don't know.
Cars versus Sakuna.
Ooh, I have seen that one. That's an interesting matchup.
Hmm.
Especially if you use novel cars. Novel cars get some pretty interesting stuff.
I'm trying to think about thematically whether I like it or not.
I'm more of a cars versus Meruem guy, but I can
Yeah,
see
that's the
cars
one
versus
I'm
Sukuna.
into. I'm trying to think
Yeah.
of it because I like Sakuna has this like self importance. He also has like this I'm a natural part of the world kind of thing going on. And he is like the king of the curses. Cars is like the ultimate life form, so it's kind of a little bit of a parallel there.
Would you say that cars is perfect?
Um I can't I my wit levels are at low. I can't think of a funny response. So I'll just say good job.
No. Okay. I was referencing Cell.
I know you were referencing Cell. Is Cars versus Merriman versus Cell a matchup triangle
If it is, then it shouldn't
that
be
Cell
because
just
everyone
bullied
else.
his way into?
Yeah, I was gonna say Cell just obliterates them. What? That's not fair.
I don't know if I'm fully sold on Cars versus Sakuna. I kind of get it, but I feel like it doesn't do. I mean, it seems like it'd be a cool enough fight. But I don't know if that's the one I would be particularly interested in pushing.
Yeah, I think Sukuna. Uh-oh. Hang on, guys. We have a surprise
Hello,
guest.
Rand. You are live.
Hello.
Hey, Rand. Hi.
I am inside your walls.
Not
Have you ever
today,
left,
Rand.
or do you stay there permanently, or do you come in and out?
I come in and out.
That's what she said.
We'll never know.
You
But
never
she says that she comes in and out. Hang on.
Yeah, hey, wait a minute. You
That
never
must
know. You never notice food missing from your fridge?
is that
Actually, yes.
I thought I was just poor and underestimated how much food I had. It was you the whole time.
Yes.
This
All
guy.
right. All right, no one's in chat. I'm gonna pull up another shitty matchup. Here we go. It's not shitty, but I like this one a lot. I recently read the blog for it. It goes really crazy. This is
Yes, this one.
yeah, the Warden versus Black Hat.
I like Villainous. I've never seen. What show does the Warden come
Super
from?
jail.
I've never
Super
seen
jail.
Super Jail.
It's crazy.
I
It's all over the place.
I do know Black Hat though. Black Hat Peak.
Black Cat's peak. I also found that Black Cat basically scales to everything in Cartoon Network, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
I think that this matchup is basically kind of just like the one for both. Like they have other options, but like it's just kind of like come on.
Yeah. It. Are we allowed to talk about other matchups?
Go ahead.
We could talk about literally whatever we want.
Okay.
man.
Thanks to the Has Been Hotel.
I knew it. You're gonna bring up Alistair. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. Alistair is now a jobber, and is now his
Yes.
superior matchup is Spampton.
Yes.
Not to just completely turn this into a has been hotel cast, but like, is he a jobber?
Kind
He-
of like the original connections that people thought were going to be there when the show came out weren't there, and in fact, all of the connections are just moved right over to Spampton G Spampton.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I'm all aboard the Spampton versus Dr. Coomer train, so it's very hard for me to be all that interested in any
Who?
other Spampton. You don't know who Dr. Coomer is from Half-Life with mods or something? It's like some. It's like. Do you remember the Devil versus Barney drunk cast we did?
Yes, I remember that.
He's from the same show as Barney.
Oh, okay.
He's one of those characters.
Yeah.
He's a fictional character that realizes the real world exists and tries to
Mr.
attack
Red
the player.
asks, does Black Hat get Markiplier scaling? I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you
Okay,
ask,
so the reason for
Markiplier
that,
voiced one of the characters in
yeah,
Villainous, and
Markiplier
Black
voice,
Hat killed him.
Markiplier voices the blue bear.
Doesn't count. It has to be Markiplier himself, not a character he voices.
Blue Bear
But
does not
that's
have
funny.
Markiplier scaling, but he does get like a bunch of other Cartoon Network scaling, I'm sure.
Dude, he scales to okay. I read the blog. You can scale Black Cat. You can genuinely make arguments that he is just like the strongest guy from Cartoon Network, maybe even stronger than Ben 10. He's that strong. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
The Ben 10 one is the one I'm a little. No, I didn't read this blog myself. I only know scaling from previous conversations. I'm not sure why he would scale to Ben 10 specifically.
I got
like,
you. So
There's a whole bunch of crossover shorts.
right, and there was one short because they like the whole thing is Black Cat runs an organization that works with all of the other villains in the Cartoon Network multiverse. And Cartoon Network's multiverse is a whole nother conversation because they constantly change how it works. But basically, also shout outs to Black Cat for hosting Diddy parties for the other villains. That happened, by the way.
Damn.
Black
What
Hat's the evilest motherfucker.
Yeah, he is. He's so evil. So someone asked, is Black Cat canon to CN? Yes.
Yes.
Black Cat is so okay, so the way it works, and here's the interesting part. The people that made Villainous, they didn't just give Black Hat all this crazy stuff. Black Hat, they went out of their way to contact the creators of a whole bunch of these shows to get permission to do the stuff they did. So it's not even just a matter of, oh, Black Bats, ha ha ha, Black Cat crossover. It's like, no, they are purposefully making sure they don't mess up the canon of the other shows to do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why a lot of Black Hat scaling is crazy.
I have thrown up a poll in the chat for Black Hat versus Ben 10.
Wait, I gotta explain the thing. The crazy part is there was a short where Black Hat's minion, his name is Dr. Flug, he wears a shopping bag over his head.
Mm-hmm.
He had a copy of Ben 10's Omnitrix. He had it. He had the Omnitrix. and he's going through the Omnitrix and he's transforming through stuff. But when he tries to use the Omnitrix to turn into Black Hat, the Omnitrix malfunctions and disintegrates.
Okay.
It's
That is cool. That does not necessarily correlate one to one to
I
Alien
know
Exchange.
it doesn't. It's just scary. That's why I'm like,
I
okay.
mean, it's scary that for damn sure. That's a really effective like oh shit moment. But we
Mhm.
can say like certain DNA from aliens just interacts with the Omnitrix very weirdly. Like
True.
Ghost Freak's a good example of just like it just was very strange and like was glitching out with
That's
the
true.
Ghost Freak. I'm sure there's other examples if you look through everything.
I wanted to ask, what does the Warden do?
He has a big
I'm not,
mech.
I'm not familiar with Super Jail at all.
So the way Super Jail works is the Warden is basically an uber reality warper who can kind of just do whatever he wants because Super Jail is kind of like a dream and he can control that dream to
Mm.
manifest things. A lot of times he doesn't, but when he does, it's pretty bonkers.
Huh.
Did you read the blog from a year ago, or is there a more recent one that came out?
Um, Let me check. I'll have to send it to you later. I have to look for it, but
Because
it
I
was
found the first blog I came up was from DBE blogs with like the teal background. Is that
no, I think it was more recent than that.
okay? Because if it was the blog you were reading, I would have thrown it in the chat real quick.
But yeah, anyway, Black Hat versus Warden. I think this is a great matchup. I love it a lot. I don't listen. I know that the argument for Black Hat being stronger than Ben 10 is there. I'm not saying I personally believe it. I just think that it's something you can talk about, and that's scary.
Mhm.
So yeah,
I'll end the poll. Ben 10 has won with 57%, so it's
thank
fairly
God.
close.
Yeah, I want Ben 10
Uh,
to beat him anyway, but it's fine.
I do think the idea of like the warden versus the black hat is a very good like the ultimate evil versus the guy who would try to jail the ultimate evil is pretty strong.
Yeah.
That's like one of those. If you have a strong enough premise to your fight, I'm kind of sold. Like
Mhm.
a hit versus Sakia is kind of like a whatever matchup, but the premise of like hit going after Sakia's master and Sakia has to like step in is very solid to me. It makes me like the matchup, even if it's very basic on all other
Sure.
fronts. Now I have a matchup that I'm shocked that I seem to be the one who has come up with it
Oh
because
yeah.
in my own time I'm going through giving every single character that's been in Death Battle a matchup that I'd want to see.
Hmm.
And I got to the starter royale, and I was like, all right, what matchups I gotta give these guys? Still don't know who I want Venusaur to fight, but I was looking through Blastoise, and I was like, you know what? It'd be kind of cool to see like Blastoise versus Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let me see what people say about that matchup. No
What?
one has ever talked about this idea before, so I guess I came up with it. But it's
I
last
never thought of that. That's
because it's like it's the big rival Yu-Gi-Oh versus the big rival Pokemon. And I think that's pretty cool because like Blastoise has a bunch of Blue Eyes White Dragon's normally bigger, but Blastoise can like Gigantamax into his form that has basically like the pentagon on his back with like a million cannons. We can have like him go into his
fair.
Mega Evolution with the he has both the cannons on his arm to shoot all three of Ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon's heads simultaneously.
And
They
then
can
Blue
both
Eyes
fly
activates
around.
and then Blue Eyes activates Magic Cylinder.
Can Blue Eyes White Dragon do that on his own?
No, no, he can't. No, he
Okay.
can't. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Just every single Yu-Gi-Oh fight has to end like that, even if they don't have access to that. But Blastoise can
Yes,
also fly. He can fly like Gamera. And I was like, Loki, I'm kind of liking the vibe of Blastoise versus Blue Eyes White Dragon.
that sounds pretty good to me. I mean, hey, Blue Eyes though. How would you do like the other Blue Eyes cards?
I think it would be like it'd be like a wild one with, or maybe you'd have like a generic trainer. But I think the idea is to like give like the best of everything to both, which I think isn't like the strongest version of Blue Eyes White Dragon equal to like the Egyptian god cards.
Hmm.
So
Wait,
it'd be
what?
like I think like the Blue Eyes White Dragon at its best can fight what was it, Obelisk?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty good scaling. So it's kind of like a question: how does a like Ash versus Yugi was very like they
Anime
had a lot of
based.
non-standard stuff. I think it'd be cool to look into like a peak Pokemon versus a peak Yu-Gi-Oh card.
I feel like if you want to peep Pokemon, then you just have to use Charizard. I'm sorry.
But I have actually seen Charizard versus Blue Eyes White Dragon, but that just seems less
Cool.
interesting to me because
Yeah.
like I think like Blastoise specifically would be much more interesting to look at. Yeah. So that's when I kind of like it, and I'm just surprised that I apparently am the one to come up with it because I would have thought that'd be just an idea someone else would have had at some point.
Hey, who knows? Maybe that's a matchup that'll take off in the future. Maybe.
Maybe. And I came up with it on December 16th of 2025. Me,
All right.
I made it.
Yep. It's locked down in history now. You got it, sure. Uh,
MCU Thanos versus Pussy from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
that's
I have
huh.
actually heard of that before. I always I think it's a little weird to think about it dynamically because visually Marvel characters don't move that fast, even if like lore wise they have like MFTL scaling.
Yeah. I think the real question is this Poochie when he gets Eyes Made in Heaven, or is this like the kind of fight where you have to like have Poochie build up to it? Because if it's the second, Thanos just kind of waits.
He does have the full Infinity Gauntlet. Does this just come down to the question of can Thanos snap before Pussy blitzes him?
I think the answer is actually yes.
Because like the whole premise of the story is like they're gathering things to become stronger.
Right.
But what if it's like the Hunger Games where they start off with nothing and all the Infinity Stones and the things that would let them advance their stand are scattered around and they have
That
to go get
is
it?
that's so weird. Also, wait, at that point, couldn't Poochie just like use what's his first stand called again? White Album? No,
Like Snake.
White Snake. Yeah, can you just use White Snake to crush Thanos' art or like come on him? Because that's what he does, right? He puts come on people.
He takes their stand disc out of their head, isn't that what he does?
But he made the room into like slime, right?
He did. I mean, Pussy's powers are. I remember the gravity one, and I remember the final form. I always forget how White Snake's powers work. I what if Thanos has the time stone? Can he just make it so Pussy's time acceleration doesn't happen?
Uh,
Can he just be like, no, you're not doing that actually?
that listen, man. I don't know, man. I really just don't think Poochie has a way to beat Thanos. I think Thanos
I
got this.
the idea intrigues me, but I don't think I understand the vision, unfortunately.
Oh, it's an illusion. Thank you, floating. Okay, that was an illusion. You're right.
Wait, he
Thank
has
you.
the
Forgot
soul
what it
stone.
was.
What if he just takes the stand out of him with the soul stone?
Just would that work?
I mean, it controls souls, and the stand is a soul. I think.
Oh, stands kind of are souls. They are. That's interesting. What would happen if we had a JoJo character fight someone that could like steal souls? I kind of want to see that now.
I guess they lose their stand, and they're like, well, I guess that's the end of the fight.
Yeah, because I remember in part six, Jotaro was basically like a vegetable after he lost Star Platinum. So like,
Well, he also lost. I think there was two discs. There was a
oh
stand
yeah,
disc, and there was also like his own personal disc.
right. I forgot.
Don't put
Sorry.
Shang Tsung in the JoJo's verse. It won't go well for any JoJo character.
All right. Oh, next we have Eevee versus Kuribo. That's actually interesting. That actually sounds pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, what does Karibo do besides just like multiplying itself?
There are so many different Karibos. I think that's the point, right? It's like
Is it
Eevee
like
and
an army
Kuribo have like
fight every evolution versus every Karibo
Kuribo.
variant?
Yeah. I can see that.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's a fun army fight.
Yeah, I don't know what Karibo's packing specifically, but I can see the visuals of the fight, and I think that'd be pretty cool.
That's a fun little idea. Kronos versus Odin, Kamen Rider
Who's
versus God of
Cronus?
War. It's a Kamen Rider character. I know nothing about Kamen Rider, so unfortunately I can't comment on him versus Odin from God of War. But I do like Odin from God of War, so I'd like a good matchup for him.
Okay.
I heard Odin versus Makima, which unironically I like thematically, even though like the fight is just like not. The
Wait.
fight's a little weird, but
You want
Yeah.
Odin to fight Makima?
I think like thematically the fight's good. I don't know if the matchup as a whole is good. I just think like they're
Okay.
interesting to like compare character wise.
All right. Oh wait. Mr. Okay, this is about Thanos versus Poochie. In my opinion, I prefer it when Thanos doesn't have the full gauntlet at first. Oh, you were right. And Poochie starts with White Snake, and as the fight progresses, they evolve their abilities, sort of like the time skips in Hulkzilla.
Interesting. Okay.
I think okay, that's interesting. So it is going to be Hunger Games style. Damn, you were right, sure.
The Flood versus the Tyranids. Now I'm all over that fight. I'm in full support. That's probably my favorite idea for the Flood.
I have a confession to make. I am not in the know about Warhammer lore.
So I think like the Tyranids basically they're a bunch of bug-like monsters that consume flesh and biomass and create more Tyranids, and they take over the universe. And
Mm,
like everything in 40k, they're like overpowered. But
of course.
the Flood are also very overpowered in lore. The only reason they ever lose is the the humans get to it early and they have the exact weapon needed to kill them. That's the only reason. The only reason the Flood don't win is because they got every disadvantage and they still almost win because they're very overpowered. So I think
That's
like
hilarious.
if I think you start the fight with like a planet's worth of Tyranids and a planet's worth of Flood, and then they like meet in space in their ships, and also like they manage to like send some to each other's planet, and it'd be
Okay.
cool.
I didn't want to skip. We're gonna go back to Mr. Red's comment, but I wanted to see because he just said Chainsaw Man might become planetary soon.
Yes, I know what he's
Wait.
talking about.
Okay, wait. I am not caught up on Chainsaw Man, so as interesting as that is, I'll find out soon. So we're not gonna
We
talk about
don't
that here.
know if it's planetary. It's just a thing that it's like, oh shit, the next panel might be planetary if what we think is going to happen is about to happen.
Next panel? God.
Because like the panel right before it is like something's about to happen. I want to tell you so bad, but I'll respect your wishes. But it's so like,
Okay, I appreciate that.
is this about to happen? Are we seriously about to do this?
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. I
It's
appreciate it.
so funny.
All right.
If it's real, it's gonna be the funniest moment in the series.
Oh God. All right. So next we have
Oh.
Ruby Rose. Sorry, Ruby Rose versus Casey Rhodes from Jungle Fury.
I wish Dark Lord was here. He'd have so many comments about all these things we don't know.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Dark Lord, if you're watching this in the future, focus up. No, I'm just kidding.
Emu versus Lucius. One Piece versus Black Clover.
That could be interesting, but we still need to learn way more about Emu before we can start throwing matchups out for him.
I concur.
Yeah, like I get it though, because Emu, I'm not gonna lie, bro, his bag is looking pretty broken right now. It's looking pretty broken. Like he took out one of the like no spoilers for people that aren't caught up to the manga, but he basically took out like the greatest character in the series, period. And it was a low diff. So he's looking kind of busted. I'm not gonna say what happens, but he was kind of studly.
Kenjaku versus Dio. Now, I think
Which
that
Dio?
Kenjaku part 3, I imagine.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, what else would you do? Like part 1?
Why not part one? What's wrong with part one?
I think they specifically want to see the disaster curses versus Dio's minions, but he has minions in part 1 and part 3, so I don't know what.
Oh yeah,
I kind of assume every Dio matchup is part 3 unless otherwise specified.
that's fair.
I think Dio versus Kenjaku makes perfect sense and is a decent matchup. I think its biggest weakness is that Kenjaku in general has like a whole spread of really cool and interesting matchups.
That's true.
So it's really hard to say like this is the good one when like it's very stiff competition in terms of what who Kenjaku should fight. Like I saw a Tokyo Ghoul character that I thought was like a really cool option for Kenjaku.
Like
That's the one I'm.
We got Kenjaku versus Medusa, Kenjaku versus Orochimaru, Kenjaku versus uh what's this those
Makima.
characters? Makima. Yep, that's another one. Kenjaku versus Makima. Kenjaku versus what's Tokyo Ghoul character's name?
I don't remember. I only watched Tokyo Ghoul when I was a real little jit. What is his
Shit.
name?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, he has a really good spread. But I do think, like you said, like Kenjaku's anti gravity could bypass the time stop. That's cool. That is something
That
that can
is
potentially
a
happen.
Nomura Furuta.
I think
Nomura.
my only problem with Kenjaku is that you have to make a lot of assumptions unless you only use the spirits that he has spawned in the show. But even then, those are still really vague, right? Because he spawned one in his fight against character I will not name here. And that spirit was supposed to be ultra powerful, but then because the other guy was like also ultra powerful, he just obliterated it instantly. So you have to make a lot of assumptions about Kenjaku and his spirits. But if you only use the ones that we know about, I think it's fine.
Kajaku versus Orochimaru. I like that one. I think
Hmm.
that's a very solid option.
As a fan of the hit
Flambe
game Flambe,
versus Rexplode.
leaving Bakugo opponentless to me.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Bakugo versus Raphael while I got your attention. I
Oh
prefer
boy,
Bakugo. I
here we
think
go.
2003 Raphael versus Bakugo is really sick thematically, and also maybe people should watch 2003 TMNT.
That is
Very
true. I do like 2003 TMT.
Flambe versus Rexplode. Now, Flambe is basically like the Human Torch. You can fly around, shoot fire.
Mm.
So I guess like I think dynamically it makes sense. I just I feel I'm not super inclined for any dispatch matchups unless it's like the whole Z team because I feel like any one individual character really doesn't have a whole ton of stuff to analyze.
Okay.
Because I feel like Flambe's like if Flambe was to get a death battle, I feel like his analysis would be like 4 minutes long if you stretch it.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh at what Crow put in the comments. That almost got me. That almost got me.
But Flambe versus Rexplode makes like enough sense as it is. Its biggest weakness is that I think dispatch characters need more to analyze before they get any kind of versus content.
Yeah, and I mean we're gonna get stuff for Dispatch soon because I mean just look at how successful it was.
Yeah, if Dispatch season 2 could turn me around on the whole idea. I did hear about the Z team versus the what is it, Zenless Zone Zero crew, which is like the two people sending out their player cast. I don't know if that's good, but I like it
Mobile
better than
gotcha. Ugh, that's
I like it better than him versus Cecil. I know that.
Rand, are you still here?
Rand is muted.
No.
Well and truly in our walls at this point.
Oh wait, oh he said that Emu versus Lucius, Master Pink. He said that it can also work as an army fight. That's that is interesting. Wait. Dang. Dang, you want
I
the
locked
whole
down.
world government to pull up? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait, yeah, how would that work? How would an army fight with Emu work?
That's kind of crazy though. I mean, I kind of like it, but dang, you want the entire world government?
And the 20-minute long death battle. That's an arc.
Like that would be a whole arc. That would be like 100 episodes in a One Piece, and that's generous. Holy Knights and the Gorosei versus Angel. Okay, so only like the top people, so not the admirals and stuff. Okay, that's
Okay.
fair. That's fair. That's fair. Oh, I
Bakugo
kind of
versus
like that
Agent
actually.
Venom.
Fuck, I actually kind of like that now. Oh shit.
I think Bakugo versus Agent Venom is pretty good. I think I've found other matchups I prefer for both of them. That being Bakugo versus Raphael and Agent Venom versus Kamen Rider Demons. I think those are both very cool matchups. But like Bakugo versus Agent Venom is very solid for a reason. It's one of the better options for probably my preferred alt for both at this point.
Yeah, I'll just take it. I don't know a lot about Agent Venom, so if people say it's good, I'll just trust them.
Agent Venom is Flash Thompson, Spider Man's bully from high school.
Yeah, I know that.
So it's a very fun way to compare. I think the only thing weird about it is Bakugo's like, how old is like 18 by the end of the series?
No, I think he's in his 20s, right?
Well, are we including the time? I guess if we include time skip, yeah. I was thinking about when he was fighting All for One.
Oh yeah. Also, high lockdown.
The
Hello.
poor Flash Thompson victim. Listen, he's got Spider. Is Agent Venom versus Bakugo just Miles Deku too?
Yes, probably.
Spider scaling versus MHA scaling. Lockdown. If you don't know, right now we're just reading off the matchups chat is giving us and giving our opinion.
Yeah, I've been watching for a little bit to get a feel for what was going on.
All right, Arlo from Unordinary. I feel like Crow talked about this matchup like a bunch already. Like, what more do we have to say about Bakugo versus Arlo? It's a good matchup, Crow. What do you want from us?
Okay, hang on. Someone's trying to shill. I'm gonna let them cook. If I may shill my obscure visual novel character matchup for a moment, I quite enjoy Tamamo versus Beatrice. And you know what? You got me. I don't read visual novels, so you're right. That's pretty obscure to me.
Those are two titles that I recognize, but I have no idea how Umaneko is.
I'm proud of you for shilling though. Norman Bates versus Jack Torrance.
Would that just be like two regular dudes trying to kill each other?
Hey, I honestly
Like-
think Death Battle means more to that. I'm gonna be honest.
I think Jack wins because he has a whole axe, while Norman only has a kitchen knife.
I agree. Also, Jack is more Sigma, so I think that matters more.
Jack did. I think Jack's also like possessed by like. Is it actual evil that exists, or is he just normal insane? In The Shining, I don't remember.
I think he's just insane. I don't think he's like evil.
I think he's the kind of insane that like pushes him to be like supernatural strong, where he's just like doesn't care about his body, whereas Jack seems to be more like regular human level.
Yeah, he gets a crackhead strength.
I think debate. I mean, as a matchup, it seems. Is there a rap battle for this? I feel like that. Yep, there's a rap battle for it. The character pairing makes sense. I don't know if it'd be super interesting to like analyze in terms of like versus stats, like story wise. I bet you could make a cool little story out of it.
I have returned.
Hey, Red. Oh God, you don't sound so good.
Sorry.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
Cobra versus Hydra. Extremely.
All of Cobra. Oh shit.
I love this. I like the idea of including the Transformers. Very funny.
But so that wouldn't there be Transformers on both sides then?
Hydra's never had Transformers.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was thinking about Marvel in general. Sorry.
It's funny that the Hydra still wins anyway.
Yeah, Hydra still wins because funny cube.
Yeah.
Funny cube.
I think what's really funny is Megatron steals the Cosmic Cube, and we have a Metal Sonic where it's just Megatron with the Cosmic Cube wins.
Man.
Man, I was so heartbroken when I found out that the Metal Sonic winning is an incorrect result from today's cast. It's tragic that Roboenza doesn't actually work immediately, and Metal Sonic and Eggman would just win.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, hey man. It is what it is. They're just too fast.
That is an iconic moment in Death Battle history that is now a little less valid.
I would say though, I still wish we had more wins like that just come out of nowhere. Like I like my Scooby Doo versus Courages. I like my Eggman versus Wily's. I want more unpredictable ends.
The anti-venom suit can remove Bakugo's quirk?
What?
That feels like a fate worse than death.
Oh yeah, it can alter DNA.
Man.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Oh, wait.
shit.
So it's not gonna be a repeat. Oh shit. Wait.
Bakugo's it doesn't even end in a death. Bakugo's just traumatized.
But it's not even that. Like the thing with I'm guessing this is for Agent Venom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Agent Venom just outstats Bakugo in every way, shape, and form.
That's what people said of Spider-Man.
No, this one is true because Agent Venom rocked with the Guardians of the Galaxy for 6+ years.
And Spider-Man hanging out with the Fantastic Four and Death Battle didn't give them any scaling.
No, they did.
You know, that's fair.
True. That's true.
I don't know how. Sometimes I forget how scaling in Marvel works. 'Cause it feels like they hang out with these guys and scale to them, and people are like, "No, that doesn't count." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
No,
I
but
honestly agree with that. Though,
Agent
'cause, like,
Venom fought
Spider-Man gets
a
shot.
bunch of the Guardians of the Galaxy villains when he was rocking with them for a while.
Yeah.
But here's the question: does he ever go back to the streets, Rand?
Well, he kind of has to for the events of Blackest Night. But the thing is,
From
the thing
DC.
no, sorry, I meant the one with Null in Marvel Comics. But the thing is, thanks to the effects of being just being Agent Venom, Flash Thompson is now canonically fully dead
What?
in Marvel Comics. Yeah.
Huh.
Null killed him,
Mm-hmm.
and Flash Thompson's like essence, soul / mind is still stuck with inside of Venom.
That's part of the symbiote codex.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay,
Ah.
I didn't know that.
In one of the recent Venom comics, the spirit of Flash Thompson was like, "Hey, Venom, Eddie, y'all are a bit out of your league. Let me take over for a sec." And they were like, "Bet."
I moved my mic. Can people still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. We should move on. But honestly, that's pretty scary. I feel bad for Bakugo. John Constantine versus somebody help me off that.
Okay,
John
let's see the image.
Kyokyu. Unfortunately, you seem to be more cultured than we are because I don't know who that is.
Let me
don't
see.
know
I
who
don't
he
even.
is.
I've never even heard of the franchise.
Me neither.
Let me see the image.
There is no image.
There was no image. Damn.
Yeah, we stopped doing images a while ago. I was gonna.
But
bring
it's
up
only images for
thumbnails.
matchups we have. It's from Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. Is the
Never heard of
series.
it.
That sounds like an
Never heard of it
overpowered
either.
series if I've ever heard one.
It's a web novel game.
If you think it's peak, it's peak. We have no like force here. So if you think it's peak, you got all the
Powers.
room in the world to say.
Looking at his powers.
Yep.
He appears to not have any. I'm not sure what his powers are. Pro gamer.
Joker versus Ritsuka Fujimaru. Phantom Thieves versus Chaldea. Wait, all of the Phantom Thieves. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh damn.
Chaldea, that sounds very familiar.
I don't know. Again, I don't really know a lot about
They're
Fate.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Chaldea Security Organization. Wait a second, that sounds like it's all the Fate Servants.
It could be. That's why
If it's
there's
all of
for
them.
all the Phantom Thieves.
If it's all of them, then they're boned.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Temporal anomalies.
Like maybe Joker would be the last one standing, but I don't even think he would last that long.
Known members. Leonardo da Vinci, Sherlock Holmes.
I forgot about the Fate versus being historical.
Solomon.
Yeah.
Solomon.
Yeah, they're just kind of there, but they're like most of them are women.
Yes, you know this.
Okay, so
iconic
it's not
American
all of them.
history?
It is a very specific amount of them. But I gotta be honest, there's like 20 people here, and they've picked a bunch of people that I don't even recognize, which feels when you're
That's
based
fair.
off of real
To be
people.
clear.
That's kind.
To be clear, I'm not laughing at the matchup. I'm just laughing at the historical names. That's all.
So they've got like a team
Yeah.
of like a couple of servants and a lot of. So I think like even though there's like 30-ish people here, it sounds like a lot of them aren't even really fighters. So maybe it's a relatively balanced matchup.
All right.
Leonardo da Vinci's gonna cook.
I probably
Him and
will.
Solomon, Da Vinci, and Sherlock, the trio that we all need to save the day.
Let's see if there's any more matchups in here that take place in the same universe. Transformers. Wiley is still a Sage victim. Absolutely, I agree with that. More about Emu versus Lucius. Wait, no, we don't know how Emu's powers work yet. No, not yet. Master Pink, you're cooking, and I'm a One Piece guy. So if you want to cook, you can cook, but we can't.
We probably won't get any more One Piece chapters until the new year.
Yeah.
According to the table, we can have a gunfight between Joker and Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid? Oh my god. This is crazy. Oh wait, if we're just kind of spinning matchups right now, a matchup I think a lot of exposure. A matchup I think a lot of exposure to that. I'm sure someone has stuff to talk about. Milo Murphy versus Nagito from Danganronpa. Wait a minute, hang on. Wait a minute. A matchup with
Who's
my
Nagito?
Milo? Nagito from Danganronpa.
Okay, hold on.
I think I've actually seen this before.
I have seen that one before. It's funny.
I'm fucking with it. It sounds fun.
I like it a lot. I like Milo Murphy. Listen, before I found out about 096 versus Wonder of You, I was unironically doing Wonder of You versus Milo Murphy.
I've seen a video of that, I think. That shit was so funny.
It's so good.
Do you guys think...
Okay.
Sorry, this is moving on, so if you have something you want to say about Milo versus...
Nah, it's a good matchup. You can go ahead.
Do you think Red would have beat Ty if he had jumped him with all 151 of his Pokemon?
No.
He would also have Mewtwo.
No.
He would?
Wait. How high did they scale War Greymon back then?
They didn't. They said he made this huge explosion with his ball and gave no number. And there's like, and that's why he wins.
Okay, never mind. I have no idea then.
So, because he would have like Mega Charizard, he'd have Mewtwo, he'd have the 3 legendary birds, he'd have a bunch of other full evolutions. I think that'd be it's just War Greymon.
Does Red get access to all the original 151?
He did catch all of them.
Yep, he caught them all. That's
canon. Oh yeah, that's fair. He is the pro tag for the first game.
Yeah. So he would have access to them all.
I think if we include like extra material, Red has also caught Deoxys at some point.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I feel like it's Red. Like if you just give him game stuff, then it's just kind of you're throwing the Gen 1 protagonist at Ty is his name?
Yeah.
Which is just kind of I like the idea of using the manga because I like the manga. I've read the original like 1 through 7, and I like how Red is.
I'm thinking if Black War Greymon versus Mewtwo is genuinely debatable, and from what I've heard it is, then I think Red genuinely might be able to beat Ty if he has Mega Charizard and Mewtwo and Deoxys and the legendary birds and a fully evolved Venusaur and Blastoise.
Okay, at that point, like, goddamn, why are you limiting War Greymon? Now you're just bullying.
Well, does Ty have other Digimon? I think that's his only one.
Yeah.
That's why Red wins. He's got them all. And
I just got sent something. So this is going very far away from the current conversation, but it's funny.
Of course.
It's funny. We have gotten the official cover for DC for the next issue of DC KO, which is a big DC tournament arc. And it is Superman.
Send it to me and I'll put it on screen.
Okay.
Actually, send it to Molak.
Send it to me. I'm in charge today.
Yeah. Yeah, here you go.
Send it to me on Discord. Okay, while you guys are doing that, talk about more matchups in the chat.
Ash Williams versus Joseph Joestar.
Ooh.
Now, I like this idea.
That's not bad.
I very much have a preference for Ash Williams, but I think Ash versus Joseph is very cool.
I need to.
Oh, no, that is not the cover. No,
it is.
No,
it is.
No.
It is.
They're doing it. Oh, they're
put
actually
it on.
doing
It. Put it up on you.
Oh no!
Put it up on the screen.
I got it.
Let everybody see this.
Is this gonna get his age restricted?
No.
They're actually
What?
doing it though. I'm so happy. They're gonna do it. They're actually gonna do it.
Ooh.
I'm curious. Live on the scene, what have we got?
Hang on. Hang on.
What cover?
I gotta close the tab.
I don't know.
Oh, get a load of this, guys. They're doing it. They're doing it.
It's
Oh
actually
My God.
They're doing
So-
it. They're doing it.
So it was
Omni Man, run!
so
Omni
there is
Man, run.
so it is officially happening.
Omni
Okay,
Man, get out of
Homelander
there!
versus Superman in an official DC comic.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh no.
Homelander has been a fraud for too long.
Oh no.
It seems like Homelander's beating the shit out of Superman. Like, look at his team.
Okay, wait, hang on,
Like,
hang on.
Oh
To
no.
anyone who hasn't read KO, you get like you can choose your full. Okay, actually, I was misremembering. You don't get healed up. It's an endurance. This could just be all from Captain Adam and Superman. No cells.
yeah.
Superman immediately went
yeah.
from Captain
Oh,
Adam
not
to
fair.
But
this
this
how-
is a round 2, which means Homelander already beat someone to get here, and he has sustained no damage yet.
I think that I have a theory that Homelander beat the bear guy. That's my theory.
Nah, Homelander beat Annabelle.
He beat Annabelle.
Which by the way, they revealed a whole bunch of different crossovers that are happening in DCKO because Darkseid is like, shit, I need to win this. So he brought in MK1 Sub-Zero.
What?
Does this mean that
specifically
the
him?
Homelander DLC for Mortal Kombat is canon to the DCKO Homelander? Because that version is already stronger than Fire God Liu Kang.
True.
He did rip his head off.
So there was the bear, there was Annabelle, there was 2 other comic book characters I've never heard of before that are both scantily clad women. And then there was Homelander. And then Annabelle.
Homelander.
Which Annabelle, why the hell are you here?
Hey man, Annabelle's gonna cook. She's gonna possess somebody. I think Annabelle's gonna cook up.
This is gonna be so fun.
This is gonna be funny.
Like, DC has been on a generational run recently with their comics, man. Like they're
And
going kind
then-
of crazy.
And then you look at
Darkseid is so cool right now.
Yeah.
Hell
And then look at Marvel over here being like, we don't want to change the status quo for Spider-Man.
Yeah, DC's kind of like Hand and Marvel. They're behind on a platter right now. dude.
The only
They
2
are.
comic book characters that have not had to deal with Marvel's stinky ass is unironically the Hulk and Moon Knight.
True. Oh, dude, Moon Knight's comics. Oh my god. They're
God, Moon Knight's recent comics have been wild.
Moon Knight's so good.
Homelander
What?
versus Plutonian. Well, it used to be non-debatable from one side, and now it seems to be non-debatable from the other side, potentially. Because Plutonian's like solar system level. So,
Let's go.
yeah, like Plutonian should be Omni-Man comfortably, but if
that's fair.
Homelander, a scrap of DC scaling, would just
The main
bulldoze
thing
anything.
is I don't think
If
that
bro is 1% of Superman, he just solos his verse.
one of the big things is that
If Homelander pulls off one of the outlier feats Batman does every 10 issues, then it's over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One of the big things is I don't think this is mainline boys Homelander.
I think
Obviously
it's
not, but still.
I think it's live action Homelander. I think the scaling's about to get crazy. This is all tying into season 5. Homelander's gonna
Somehow.
disappear into a portal and then reappear the next episode.
He's
gonna be like-
I was just gonna talk about it casually.
He's gonna have like an ice pack on his head. He's gonna like, be like, man, guys, I just had the craziest adventure.
I just had the craziest dream after I was blackout drunk. I was fighting this guy who looked exactly like me in a tournament, and I got my ass beat.
All right, let's move on to talk about the matchups. But thank you for bringing it up, Rand. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Are we just mentioning matchups from the chat or from us? How are we doing
I think
this?
it's just
'Cause
in general, but we're
'cause I have-
focusing a little on the chat.
Yeah,
If
I
we
have-
have something to say, then
Go
we
ahead.
can say it.
So I have been doing some. So I have been big into Iron Maiden lately,
Okay.
and I would like to talk about Miku versus Eddie the Head.
I don't know what Eddie can do.
Neither do I.
Eddie is wild. So all of the Eddie forms you see on all of the Iron Maiden cover albums, I will not send any of them because that is too gory for YouTube.
I'll find a picture of Eddie. I
Uh-huh.
got it.
Yeah, but every single Eddie you see on the cover art in like live action are all the exact same Eddie, but are pieces of
Checks
the
out.
actual Eddie's soul.
Uh-huh.
And thanks to the video game Legacy of the Beast and the comics, we learn a lot more about Eddie. Eddie came into existence from the concept of human free will and expression.
What?
Uh-huh.
Yes, you can't kill Eddie unless you can physically kill the concept of human will.
Huh.
Oh, hello,
I
pal.
think Miku is similarly a concept of like
Yes.
Miku can
That's
come
right.
back.
adoration or something.
Yeah, Miku can come back from everyone's collective memory of Miku.
Like a
Oh,
comic.
it's a Barney situation.
That's
Yeah,
so
Bonnie
cheat, bro. That's such
situation.
a cheat code, bro.
How
And,
many fictional characters have this ability?
All the
um,
Looney Tunes.
I
have
know
it, believe it or not.
Barney, and that is it.
The
All
Common
Looney
Rider
Tunes
crew
it.
have it.
but I really, so when Miku got onto Champions Island, I was like, oh, okay, what matches do Miku have? And I saw Eddie the Head. I'm like, you know what? I kind of dabbled in Iron Maiden. Listened to one Iron Maiden song where I got to see a beautifully 3D claymation animation of Samurai Eddie, and I'm like, this peak.
I'm not
Eddie,
gonna lie. I love the idea of music potential matchups that just go hard, where you just
Eddie-
mix together the two,
Eddie
and it
has
ends up like, huh?
all of Eddie's forms. Can manipulate their size, growing to about the size. The largest we have seen is Eddie holding the planet Earth in one hand,
Oh,
and again, all Eddies that we've seen are all just shards of the original Eddie's soul. So all powers, abilities, scaling that those have, you can give to the real Eddie.
Oh, that's cool, actually.
okay.
So this
That
is
actually pretty
literally
cool.
this is literally the best. This is literally a comp fight, but the comp is canon.
That's the best
Fair
kind of
enough.
comp fight.
And I've done a little bit of research into the delisted Legacy of the Beast video game. Sadly, Eddie is busted. Eddie's form can take the form of actual death itself, and can instill so much fear just from his presence alone. It can make you not being able to revive.
Mm.
That explains the Calliope matchup I'm seeing over in the chat.
Yeah, I have seen that one. I like Mori.
Yeah,
She's cool.
that was one Ren was telling me about like 2 days ago. So I guess
Then there's also Galaxy Collapse Eddie, which is also from the game, where we see Eddie just creating and holding a black hole in his hand.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
I think
Yeah,
the worst part
Eddie-
is like everything you said so far. I think Miku just kinda.
The
what does this
Well, she gets
mean?
strength.
the
But if
best
they're
part,
both equally unkillable, it could just be a stalemate.
yeah, this is
Carnage versus Scooby. I mean, Courage versus Scooby. Oh,
yeah,
Carnage versus Scooby.
yeah, unironically, yeah. With I am in the thread on the official server. We have been talking about this for days now. Like, and it's actually like it's actually very debatable.
So how does this affect the Dead by Daylight scaling?
That is true because of the Eddie skins. I forgot about that.
Let me tell
Oh,
you,
no.
the entity from Dead by Daylight versus the SCP Foundation is about to go horde right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've
The
talked about that
fans are
matchup,
gotta go
much,
crazy
but I
with
love.
Trap.
Yeah, thank you all for letting me talk about one of my current hyperfixations.
That's
I
fine.
will briefly,
Valid.
for maybe a minute or two, talk about the entity versus the foundation whilst I have a captive audience.
Go
I think
ahead.
I
it's
will time you because I want to get back to chat. So I'm gonna
yeah.
time
Give me 1 minute. You know
Alright.
how to do that.
Uh, uh,
While you're doing that, I'm gonna go see what people are
I
saying
can just
about
count.
Superman versus Homelander.
I don't remember how to do that.
All right,
Wait,
so
I
you're
do.
gonna go.
I
I can
do.
count. Oh,
I
Nope.
just had to.
This
I
is
just had to say long enough, and my brain would remember.
no workarounds. This is the moment of truth. We need to do this right.
I lied. I forgot.
All right. So if you see, do you see the plus at the bottom of the screen in Restream?
Yes.
Click that and then go to video storage.
Oh yeah, I remember now. I got it. I got it.
yippee!
All right.
Yippee!
All right, the Foundation versus the Entity. The Entity from Dead by Daylight goes into other universes that experience significant amounts of fear and strife and confusion over the unknown. That's the SCP universe to a T. The SCP Foundation goes after eldritch and unknown entities that are invading this universe. It is a perfect conflict. We can have the SCPs like trying to categorize and catalog the different ways the entity has stolen away people. We can have the Foundation sending in MTF with resistances to power negation into there to try to figure out what's going on in the. We can have MTF agents with like anomalous abilities going through various realms in Dead by Daylight. We can have the entity sending various killers after people. We can have the Huntress just slaughtering MTF units. We can have Dr. Clef like wondering why Freddy Krueger's here.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. The fact that you maybe remember Freddy Krueger is gonna be involved in this, I think the SCP Foundation might be cooked.
Yeah, unironically, the
Whoa.
entity stands a really strong chance because the Foundation's very strong, but their powers are situational. So
Yeah.
I don't know who.
Okay.
All right. That's actually pretty cool, Sir. Good job.
I like the entity versus the Foundation.
All right. We're going
I
back
made a
to you,
thumbnail
chat.
for it that I'm gonna send you that you
We
can
love
put
you,
on
Chad.
screen and take away immediately now that we're not talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's
Thank you
see.
for your
Actually,
patience.
instead of chat, someone in our server just threw up Jack Reacher versus Jason Bourne.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ, that's
Wait.
Jason Bourne.
That Jack Reacher is just dumb strong. I feel like if they got into a fist fight, it'd be problems for Mr. Bourne. I'm pretty sure, like, maybe I'm just I'm almost certain that Jack Reacher has just bent iron bars before because
Or
he's
not.
such a wish fulfillment.
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot about Jack Reacher, but I know that he's. People like to compare him to James Bond sometimes. That's what I know.
Yeah, that's the big one. I think like Jason. I don't really like that matchup because I don't think Jason really has an answer to his various like gadgets and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I was more of a Jason Bourne versus John guy, but we didn't get that. We got John versus. We got John versus. I almost said Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Ethan Hunt.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
What
But
were
it sounds
you?
cool.
So now we can talk about the chat.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Going to Darth James. I kept you in place, bro. I remember you. He wants to talk about Tiamat from Dungeons and Dragons versus Nico Balos from Magic the Gathering.
I know a bit about this one. This is basically like I'm not sure why it's this matchup between these two specific characters, but Nico Bolas is like the main antagonist of Magic, and Tiamat is just one of the bad guys in D&D. There's probably some like thematic reasons they're paired up, but it's pretty cool. It's like the tabletop matchup for a lot of people. It makes a lot of sense. And it's because they're like dragon gods. That's why it's such a thing.
Okay.
I think it'd be pretty cool. I think it's just like as far as Magic the Gathering matchups go, it's probably one of like the best ways to get that franchise in there. So as much as I like Alduin versus Tiamat, I do kind of respect. As someone who's been trying to get SCP into Death Battle for a while, I can respect pursuing the matchup that will get your franchise in there. So I think that is basically like the one for Magic the Gathering because Nico Bolas just has like the most to work with for any single character.
I mean, yeah, this is literally the first time I've even heard about Magic the Gathering getting on Death Battle. So
Yeah, because the other ones are like there's so little to work with. Like there's other characters like Chandra, who is like appears in cards pretty frequently, but even then there's like so little to work with in the big scheme of things. Because Magic is much more about factions than it is individual characters. So it can be very hard to like make it work in a death battle context. Unless if you were to do like a faction that'd work, like New Phyrexia versus the Borg was an idea at one point because it's like a faction versus faction. But yeah, Nico Bolas versus Tiamat, I give a thumbs up just because I think it's like the only feasible way to get Magic into death battle.
I like dragons, so hey, gets a thumbs up for me.
Yeah.
All right. Master Pink. Another One Piece versus Black Clover matchup I thought of is Yami versus Shanks. I hate putting Yami up against Zoro. Ooh, because Shanks is just better. That's interesting because I actually like Yami versus Zoro. That's interesting.
Shanks is one of those characters where, thanks to the current backstory, we actually now have a lot of shit for him now.
We
Shanks
do.
actually has story now.
Yes, sir.
So you could, but we need to see more than just a one-shotting Eustace Kid from him.
Yeah. Oh,
I-
right, Rand, you missed it. This is the guy. Oh, this guy also brought up Emu versus Lucius from Black Clover.
We need to see so much more
I
from
know.
Emu.
know.
Like Emu is one of those characters where Emu is in the same boat as Luffy and Blackbeard in terms of versatility.
Luffy's fine.
Oh,
Luffy's
but
fine. Luffy can be in Black versus debate now.
well, Blackbeard and Shanks, where
Yeah.
the weight.
Yeah. Wait. Play the waiting game.
Fair enough.
But I actually disagree with this take. I respect it, but I disagree because I feel like Yami. I get the connection between Yami and Shanks, but I feel like Yami and Zoro's connection of both being from like Eastern lands, but then those Eastern lands like end up not being a major part of their story for a long time because they wash away and are like in a different part of the world. I like that connection. Also because they're both drunk, and I think that Zoro EOS end of series is probably going to be a good matchup for Yami in the future. I have a good feeling.
Also, I would also like to put Mihawk in that we need to wait and see.
Oh yeah, Mihawk too, of course. Mihawk has 3 feats, Rand. Cutting the ice, beating Zoro, cutting Don Krieg's ship. Those are all 3 of his feats.
Yeah, it's so crazy that we haven't seen a Mihawk fight. Like I get holding Shanks back. I feel like Mihawk. I feel like his arsenal is. Do we think his arsenal is going to be crazy complicated, or do we think he's just going to be a really good sword fighter? Kind of
Really
like,
good
He's gonna be a sword fighter.
I feel like
I'm imagining he's also going to have hockey. Well, we know he has hockey, although he has although we don't know if he has Conqueror's hockey yet because it's not on any of his Viva cards.
I've heard Mihawk versus Killer Bee from Naruto and Loki. I kind of like that matchup.
See it.
Although
Oh, sorry. Oh, go ahead.
Mihawk, I know in one of the movies, also cut a meteor.
Yes, that did happen.
But like, again, Mihawk is. We just need more of Mihawk. The moment I have a feeling is when we get more of Shanks's backstory than what we have now, it's going to lead into us getting a Mihawk backstory.
I agree. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that Oda is definitely setting up for us to go into Shanks either next arc or actually no. I actually
I
think
think
we're just gonna go into a next arc.
I think the Elbaf arc is going to be the arc of backstories.
It's gonna be the lore arc.
Yeah,
People have said forever that Elbaf was gonna be the lore arc, and I guess they were right.
yeah, just not the way we expected.
Yeah.
It's lore for other characters, not lore for the past.
Yeah, everyone. So for context, the big theory was that Elbaf was going to be like the lore arc for the Void Century. That was the big theory. but apparently we've just been getting lore about literally everything else. So
Yeah, with like
Yeah.
with like tiniest sprinkles of the Void Century, with the mural and Frankie being there, which we've already been set up for a book backstory, a second book backstory.
True. Oh, I can't wait
People
for
have
that.
forgot about the book backstory. We have been stuck in this Loki, Harold, Rocks flashback for a good heavy minute now.
Hey man, Loki's
We've
just
been
one of the best storytellers in the verse. That's all it means.
Yeah, I'm also just gonna say I cannot wait to see. Are we getting a chapter this week or not because of Christmas?
I think this week we're gonna get a chapter, but next week they will be off for the holidays.
I think I think they get 2 weeks off for the holidays.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah,
Oda deserves it. He's the goat.
yeah. I will also say, cannot wait to see Rocks be voiced in the anime, which is gonna happen next year.
I can't wait for Rox to have blue hair. Well, no, he has blue hair. I can't wait for Buggy to be Rox's son.
That's gonna be the crazy. Imagine Rocks still alive. Rocks is the man with the burn scar.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
I will say, guess who voices Rocks? Okay, guess his English voice actor.
Me. No.
No, it's a voice actor for Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts.
Ooh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ooh, I like that a lot. Okay, all right, we gotta go back to the chat. We gotta go back
Yeah,
to the chat.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Chat, yeah. Back to chat.
All right,
Yugi versus Wolfie Glick is absolutely hilarious.
who's
Who is
Wolfie Glick?
Nick?
Wolfie Glick is a real person.
What?
He is one of the most iconic
the
Pokemon
YouTuber.
video game.
Oh my
champions.
god! Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That is
Unironically,
hilarious.
I see the vision.
I am not
I
gonna
think-
complain.
It's
I
him.
think this would be so funny.
Oh my
so
God.
fun to.
Hold on, what the?
I have to imagine, as smart and game changing as Wolfie's strategies are, Yugi
would
has,
actually-
unfortunately, there's lore
Wolfie
scaling,
GG.
so Yugi probably just still wins anyway. But
Yeah.
the idea
I
of
don't know,
Wolfie's
bro.
strategies working is extremely funny.
That's awesome.
That's so funny. Is there a
Table-
Wolfie VGC equivalent for Yu-Gi-Oh? Like a real person who's just really
Well,
good
I
at
don't
the
know
game?
anything about the Yu-Gi-Oh
Molak, I just
card
did something.
scene.
Molak, I just do something funny.
Exodia versus Parish Trap.
Oh no!
Molak, I just did something hilarious that I was just sent.
Why'd you send me that?
It's funny.
Okay, I'm not gonna put it on screen because it's not matchup related. But okay,
You should put my
funny.
thing on screen though.
we already
It's-
talked about it.
It's a
But
bumper.
it's a cool thumbnail. I worked hard on it.
It's a bumper
Okay.
stick. I sent Molak a bumper sticker that says, "Please let me merge. I own a Wii U." And then above it
Crazy.
shows Scott the Waz.
Crazy. All right, what's the next matchup?
Moon Knight versus Alucard. The fight
Fight-
starts
Ooh.
because Alucard owes him money.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
question: Is this actual Alucard versus actual Moon Knight, or is this Moon Knight from the memes versus abridged Alucard?
Yeah, there is a difference because
Yeah.
if it's Moon Knight from the comics versus Alucard from the games, that would be an interesting debate. I think Moon Knight probably loses that, but maybe not, thanks to his recent comics giving him some buck wild shenanigans.
Yeah, I think if we
Checks out.
use the comics, if we give like Moon Knight any level of generous scaling, I think he actually has a very good chance. I would say like borderline easy chance of winning because I think it's very. I think even most people would argue Moon Knight has a solid speed advantage. Honestly, he might even have the AP advantage. So it's really just a
Moon
question of like,
Knight-
how does he deal with Alucard's like abilities?
Mr. Red clarified he means comic Moon Knight.
Oh,
Yeah, so it would be like I think he's definitely had enough hacks with his connection to Khonshu that I think he could pretty feasibly
Yeah.
win.
It also helps that so I watched a video on Moon Knight scaling, and one of the biggest things for Moon Knight is that they call being a bird dad's favorite. That means Moon Knight has canonically died 5 different times, and within like a short period of time, for like 4 of those, Khonshu has resurrected Mark Spector.
Huh.
Huh.
Because, and I quote, from Khonshu himself, you are my favorite.
That's crazy.
Agreed.
All right.
Yeah, I think it does have like some. I can see like the theme. They're like very religious and violent and bloody. Yeah, they were like turned into things by gods. It makes sense.
Let's see. Next matchup. We already talked about Homelander versus the Plutonian. I can't believe Homelander might actually win that soon. Okay.
Monster Hunter Legiacris versus the Reaper Leviathan from Subnautica.
Does the Reaper Leviathan have anything other than just being big and scary?
I don't think so, no.
I know there are other fish in Subnautica that have abilities, but not the Reaper Leviathan.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What's Legiacris gonna do when it gets the notification you are entering a dead zone? Are you sure what you're about to do is worth it?
Legiacris is gonna remember he's a monster hunter monster. He's just gonna lock the fuck in.
Legiacris would ruin the ecology of the Subnautica world if he was in there.
Probably.
I think like that's a fun idea. I feel like Monster Hunter borderline magic abilities just kind of make the fight not a thing. But like I saw like a Reaper Leviathan versus the SCP monster, which like I also thought was like this is cool until the SCP monster does anything anomalous.
You know what? Hang on. Since we're talking about Monster Hunter matchups, I feel like I am obligated to bring up the one. Let me get an image for it.
Okay, which one? There's 2.
There is 2.
Fatalis versus
There's
Hammer.
2 big Monster Hunter matchups. Which one are you bringing up specifically?
We're about to find out.
What does it say about
the
me?
one where the wooden shield works?
Right,
Ooh.
yeah. This is peak.
So I have never been sold on this matchup. So this is your opportunity to explain why it's good.
You know what? I got you. Hang on. Let me put up the 60 seconds for myself.
You don't. Yeah. Okay.
No. Okay.
This is about pride, Sherm. This is about pride.
You can explain it in 60 seconds, then Rand can explain it with no time limits afterwards.
No, hell no.
All right. Okay. I forgot how to bring up the 60 seconds. All right. Here we go. All right. I'm gonna close your SCP image. I'm sorry.
Okay, but people saw it. That's all I care about. It's a cool matchup.
All right. So, I know that when you look at this matchup, you're probably thinking, why in the actual fuck would you want this strong tonal clash between Bloodborne and Monster Hunter? But let me tell you this. That is essentially the point of this matchup, where you take 2 hunters from incredibly different extremes, one on hunting giant larger than life monsters that are super goofy, and the other is hunting giant larger than life eldritch monsters that are extremely serious. But you have those 2 series fight each other to see who is basically the ultimate hunter. And when you give them all of their equipment and different items and status effects, they all interact in very weird ways with each other that kind of makes the matchup really fun to watch and theorize about, because it goes into like the different magic of Bloodborne and also the item system of Monster Hunter, and I think it's really cool, and I could have done better. Yeah, I could have done better, but that's all I got. Rand, take it away.
What?
Rand, you said you like it.
I said I like it. Mainly because I like Bloodborne.
Well, I don't like it because Rand can't explain why it's good, so I don't like it.
Rand, you're selling.
Damn.
One of the
Okay, being serious, I think you've properly explained why I didn't like it, and your explanation was basically the reason you don't like it is actually a good thing, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I fear this may be a matchup where you either vibe with the concept or you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
will
can
say-
see why it's liked. Maybe it's just not for me. I can. It makes a lot of sense from like a lot of perspectives. Like I'm sure the debate is fine, and like they have the arsenal that can go up. Like I don't fundamentally hate it. It just never grabbed me as like a super cool idea. It makes a lot of sense.
Crimson asks, "Isn't Bloodborne Universal to multi?" No, it is not. Actually, it is not.
It's higher, actually. It's Universal, Eldritch, Cthulhu. GG.
No, it's not. It doesn't actually get there either. Bloodborne is interesting.
Bloodborne is in an interesting case because there's some weird dream shenanigans from my memory. And then with Monster Hunter, it's like, well, which Monster Hunter do you do?
I always
Well,
thought
that's
it was
easy.
kind of a.
It's just a comp, just comp.
I really like Monster Hunter from the best thing from Marvel versus Capcom Infinite was Monster Hunter getting to be a playable, and I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like being able to switch between the weapons rapidly. You can never do that in the game, but in the fighting game, it was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Infinite Ultron Sigma is overhated as a villain.
Ultron Sigma is hated. Who hates Ultron Sigma?
A lot of people are like, "Man, he's such a bad villain, bad story," and I'm like, I thought it was cool. He's a little bit of a jobber, but he's fun.
It was funny.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think Monster Hunter versus Bloodborne Hunter is very fun, and I think I think it makes a lot of sense. Well, not for me. I can like from an objective point of view be like, "Oh, that's a cool matchup." It's no Fatalis versus Gamera, but it is pretty cool.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take care of it,
yeah, that's the other.
The other big one.
Yeah.
Absolute Wonder Woman versus Melano from Hades 2. Makes it. I think
it's cool.
I think Wonder Woman versus Melano is. I think Wonder Woman from the Absolute Universe is very cool. I think maybe her getting a matchup at some point would be pretty sick. I fear that the scaling she already has blows Hades 2 out of the water already, but it's fine. I think the only one who has not yet gotten absurd DC scaling is Batman, but I think it's only a matter of time.
That is so fitting. By the
Actually,
way.
you know what? I think Superman might not have it yet either. Funnily enough,
Really?
Dang.
He fought
because
Brainiac.
like he did fight Brainiac, but that's a Brainiac that we don't know anything about yet. Versus like Wonder Woman and Martian Manhunter have been interacting with like the cosmology directly, whereas Superman's just more been fighting people that we don't know precisely how they correlate to the mainline universe yet.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
So it's actually, funnily enough, Superman might be one of the weakest absolute characters if we were to analyze it right now.
I'm just gonna say I love Absolute Superman's cape being made out of stardust.
I think they've been like
So
cooking with the absolute universe. I do
They
not think
really
they've messed
have.
with any of them yet. DC
Like-
is doing so good right now,
and
guys.
Marvel is doing so ass.
Hey man.
Well, Melano's also pretty cool.
Yeah, I honestly think that DC that man. You know what? Nah, let's keep going. Let's talk about matchups.
These-
It's kind of
Yeah.
rude. I don't want to say this sounds bad because my other favorite for Melano is Melano versus Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate, and that's probably equally as much of
Ooh.
a stomp. You know, the more I think about it, the more I vibe with Absolute Wonder Woman versus Melano. I think that's a really cool idea. You know, I think you're cooking, Table. I haven't heard that matchup before, but you're selling me. I like this idea.
We just need to see more of Absolute Wonder Woman.
Ooh, okay, this is a matchup I've seen before. Wario versus Lobo.
That is.
Oh, we're going all the
one
way
that
there.
That's the
Yeah.
one that I've seen a lot, and I'm just gonna be honest. I never got it.
And to be clear, we're skipping the Eddie Head stuff because
Right?
we already talked about Eddie Head. That's why.
Yeah.
I think the idea of Wario versus Lobo is they are like kind of gross, absurd parallels to Superman and Mario, respectively.
hmm
I don't think the matchup's that good.
Let me see if I can find a thumbnail.
This is gonna sound really weird. I think Wario versus Lobo is just like a worse Mario versus Superman.
Hey man,
It's
Mario
not
versus
weird because
Superman.
no one likes that
Mario
matchup.
versus
But
Superman
I
can
like
run,
that
man.
matchup.
Mario
I
Superman-
like Mario versus Superman.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Like I think like it's thematically a lot stronger than Wario versus Lobo. I think Wario versus Lobo is just like they do be having motorcycles.
That was the first thing that came to my mind.
Wait, did I do that right? No, I
In
didn't.
my mind, I've explained to me why Wario versus Lobo is better than Shadow versus Wario.
Shadow versus Wario?
I can make a
What?
stronger case for that being a strong thematic matchup than Wario versus Lobo. Number one, also have motorcycles, so it's matching Wario versus Lobo on that front. We can have the motorcycle race. Shadow is much more directly an antithesis to Sonic than Lobo is to Superman.
Okay.
All right, so in terms of like humor and vibe, they aren't as like gross and raunchy. But it is like another parallel of like the hero, but like if he was kind of darker and more mature in his vibe. So it is like another like dark reflection. More debatable. Shadow versus Wario better than Lobo versus Wario. Don't at me. Also, also Lobo versus Death's Hand is also very cool, even though it's also a stomp probably.
All right. Not bad.
Am I just being a hater tonight? I feel like I'm saying a lot of matchups are bad.
No, I mean you've only said that about 2 matchups.
I don't know.
Okay.
Even though one of the matchups was one of my favorites. But you know what? It is what it is. It be like that sometimes.
What's next?
Yami and Shanks are leaders of a chaotic group who are inspirations for the main character who gave the main character a special item. I'm gonna need more connections than that, personally. That's just me though.
Scourge the Hedgehog / Anti-Sonic versus Professor Zoom / Hunter Zolomon.
Wait, you
Oh,
who the hell is
what I
say
Zoom?
I thought we already talked about that.
We did?
Yeah, we talked about it with
We laughed at it briefly, and then we moved on.
Yuki.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh wait, what? That's the
Now-
name for Reverse Flash?
Yeah.
Or is this a completely different thing?
So Zoom and Reverse Flash have a lot of confusing, conflated lore with each other.
Weird. Because it says it's Thong still. Unless if
Yeah,
that
he
is
differed
not
from
who Reverse
Thawne.
Flash is.
They're he's kind of like Thawne, but he's also very different from Thawne. The history is very weird and convoluted. I think I like this better than Scourge versus Reverse Flash. I think if you were to do another Sonic Speedster versus DC Speedster, I think like Scourge versus Zoom would be better than doing another Sonic versus Flash. So I'll give it that.
Don't know enough about Professor Zoom, but if you think it's good, it's probably good.
I think just like Sonic Speedsters versus DC Speedsters is kind of one where I'm like, I've seen enough. But if we were to do that idea again, I think Scourge versus Zoom is probably the character pairing I'd go with.
Oh my god, I just read Table's comment after it. Good thing we brought them all, right, Pikachu? And then the army of terror and center roars come out. So good.
Moon Knight versus Shiki Tono from Tsukihime. I haven't watched that one yet, so I don't know.
Is that
Neither
the
have I.
Moon Princess show? Not Sailor Moon, the other one.
Does anyone remember who this character is?
Not really.
Tono.
No, but I think I found out a character that comes from it. Unless if that is completely wrong. I'm not going to say anything in case if I have the wrong thing.
All right,
Tono is a character in Star Wars. Who I don't think is who we're talking about right now.
doubt it.
Tono Shiki from Type Moon. Oh, they're from Type Moon. I thought they were from an anime.
And that's what it's called.
I thought they were from anime too. I thought Tsukihime.
Unfortunately, this character has a very common name in Japan, and thus we cannot figure out which Tono it is in a short amount of time. So we cannot comment, unfortunately.
But we're just gonna assume you're cooking, Mr. Crimson. We're just gonna assume you're cooking. All right, let's see.
Dante versus Kratos.
Yeah,
Now, I used to love this matchup and was like one of my most wanted. And now I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like one of the reasons I liked it so much was I wanted like a modern episode for both, and I think both series are very competitive with each other. And I thought the matchup was debatable. But now that we've gotten both a modern scaling for Kratos and a modern scaling for Dante, I'm kind of just like seeing them put up against each other. I don't know how much new that would bring to the table beyond them specifically fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because the
agree.
thematics, while they are there, aren't like the strongest thing ever. So I think I'd rather see them fight an opponent that would bring something a little more new to the table. Like, do you guys have any preferreds for Dante and Kratos respectively?
No,
Not anymore. No.
no,
I guess I'll
I'm
just-
satisfied.
No, not
Dante versus
really.
Dante versus Clive has like killed any desire for me to see Dante because it's like, damn, that was kind of perfect. I don't really need anything else now.
Yeah. I will say I have no longer any need to see Dante in a death battle, but I think someone that Dante would be a very good opponent for is Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. I think that'd be very cool because like
How strong
Ryu
is
Hay-
he?
he's very strong. They have like universal stuff in those games.
Oh my god.
Like another opponent from him is Simon Belmont from Castlevania. Like Ninja Gaiden's a very strong verse from what I've seen.
I respect that. All right.
So it's really cool because it's like a demon hunter who's like also very like I think the biggest thing that differentiates from Dante versus Clive is Ryu is also like a very like stylish, cool function over form, except except it's also looks super cool. I think it'd have a very different vibe from Dante Clive, and it'd be a very cool way to get Ryu into a modern episode. I still want Kratos versus Doomslayer.
I want Doomslayer versus Spawn.
That I'm not mad at that. That's also a good option.
Yeah.
And we got both Dante and Spawn in this season, so it's gonna be a hot second for either of those options.
Yeah. That's fair.
I think, yeah.
Okay, let's see what else. Oh well, yeah.
Rathalos versus Charizard.
That is a matchup I liked as a concept until I found out how strong Charizard is, and I was just like, damn.
Oh,
I think it's fine. I think it's a type of matchup where I look at it and I'm just like, this makes sense. I don't know if out of all Pokemon matchups and all Monster Hunter matchups, that's the one I'd want to see.
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of like I feel bad about saying this because this isn't even anything wrong with the matchup itself. It's just like more of a meta issue where I'm just like, there's so many other Monster Hunter characters, or maybe not so many for Monster Hunter, but there's so many other Pokemon matchups I'd want to see. It
True,
just
I
feels
wanna
like
see-
focusing on a wild Charizard is just like
Yeah, man. Like, where are my Magikarp versus Yamcha fans, bro?
that's a funny matchup. That's something that I'm like, that's got a little
Magikarp
more.
versus Yasha.
Yes.
Yeah, that
sir.
matchup goes hard. That's a great matchup.
Oh, that's awesome.
No offense to Yamcha though. It's just, you had to do it to you, buddy.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Yamcha gets high enough to where he's not a Magikarp victim, or at least I hope.
Would we have Magikarp evolve into Gyarados?
At the end of the fight, honestly, maybe that would be kind of hype. Actually, that'd be kind of hype.
What's the condition for that to happen?
Uh,
Is it just a level
I
up?
think he could just do it. If
they
the
can
anime
just
is
do
anything to
it.
go by.
In the manga,
Oh.
because like in the games,
Alright.
they kind of just in the games and in the anime, they kind of just imply that like if Pokemon feel a strong enough need, they can just evolve.
Well, in any
Yamcha-
case, it evolves by level up, so we could just logic out. He just levels up throughout the battle.
Yeah.
Well, like you don't even need to level up. James kicked a Magikarp and that caused it to evolve, so it can just like.
Well, that's
True.
that's fair.
So Yamcha just kicks it a little too hard one time into the ocean, and then there's this bright flash of light, and this monster emerges from the seas.
That's so good.
I think
I
the best
love that
scaling-
idea. But wouldn't that just make the matchup Gyarados versus Yamcha?
Well, yeah,
we do it
but
at the end. We do it at the very end.
Okay.
yeah, but it's like, who cares?
That's fair. I just like the idea of he just stays that way. Because he does have the thing where he like jumps over mountains or something.
Yeah. I think Yamcha's best scaling. He's got nothing. Oh wait, wasn't Yamcha in the Moro arc doing something?
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh no,
He
he has
was?
super scaling.
What'd he do?
Fooey. He fought some guy who scales to someone who scales to someone
Yes.
else.
Oh god.
If we don't use manga from Super, I think his best scaling is like he's arguably stronger than Perfect Cell in the anime for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Because he fought in the Otherworld arc in the anime.
Yeah.
Was like just smoking them for no reason.
Cell's a Yamcha victim. Let's go.
So we got solar system level for Yamcha using the anime, which I think probably lets him win against just a peak Magikarp Gyarados.
Yeah.
But that's a really funny idea.
Oh, this is interesting. Because usually I see Percy, but this is Nico D'Angelo versus Zagreus. Nico is from the Percy Jackson series.
Yes. I have seen this a lot, and I think it makes sense. I think the biggest issue with it is Nico is not portrayed as sword fighting is really a side thing for him. He's mostly like utilizing his hacks and abilities for the most part, which makes like I think the fight dynamic is less cool than Zagreus versus Percy, which would have a lot of like actual like physical combat. I think like it's tricky because finding a Nico matchup that balances it is tricky. I think just Zagreus has a lot. I'm talking with a lot of intangibles. I just think the fight dynamic doesn't appeal to me as much.
That's fair.
I'm trying to quantify that, and it's tricky to try to quantify something like that sometimes.
That's fair.
I think I also prefer Percy, but I can definitely see Nico working from a storytelling perspective. I can see that working with the story, with like a better story, where you have both of them like doing something relating to going back to hell. Because I think that's where that real connection comes in, with like both of them getting dragged back by Hades. I think that's interesting.
Well, I think the
But-
real connection is they both have the same dad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like, because if I remember right in the books, Nico was like connected to the earth, and he, fuck, am I remembering this right? Was he getting dragged down into the earth, or am I misremembering that?
I don't remember this. I remember he like
because he can like
went.
control the metals and stuff, but he didn't want to do it because he thought Hades was going to get him or something.
I thought controlling metals was Hazel's thing.
Yeah, controlling metal. Yeah, controlling metal is Hazel's thing. Rocks,
Oh,
gems, stones will come out of the ground where she's standing.
Oh fuck. Okay, well that just means that my Percy Jackson lore is out of whack. So ignore me.
I see.
Okay. That's fair.
looking
But
at
I think I can see that working. Maybe.
Yeah.
I've lost I've lost our place in chat.
We are
We were
Dante
there
versus
going
Raido.
down. There we go.
Yeah.
Dante versus Raido. We're talking about Devil May from from Shin Megami Tensei. I don't think Dante. Does Dante also get the SMT scaling and their equal stats, or is this just canon Devil May Cry?
That's a good question.
I don't know how to answer that question.
I guess it'd be cool to like see Dante fight all the demons that Raido summons.
Okay.
I think
go ahead.
Constantine's just the one for Raido, but
Yeah, I feel like because I remember Constantine on the Champions Island, like I think we can all agree that if he somehow had a miracle win and won that island, it would have just been Raido winning by like a 90%.
I think so. I do think Constantine has a genuinely cool spread. It's just that one matchup's just more popular than the others.
Yeah.
Doomslayer versus Jason X. Now,
Does
Jason
Jason
X.
get scaling, like high scaling.
So, Jason has a lot of cool stuff in expanded lore, in the novels, Jason X tanks like a nuke that is stronger than anything Earth has ever developed. So he like is already like city level physically. But also like I think like this would be like a comp Jason, which would mean he has like really busted immortality where he can like exist as a ghost and stuff and just come back.
But then if we comp Jason, then we gotta comp Slayer too.
Comp Slayer is just
a whole
Cannon
can
Slayer.
of worms.
Cannon Slayer.
Like, what does Comp Slayer give him that just like Doom Eternal doesn't do by itself?
Fortnite.
Scaling. Yeah.
Oh. Well, Jason's also in Fortnite.
Oh shit, yeah, Jason is in Fortnite. Oh fuck.
Both Cannon and Uber X is in Fortnite.
Oh man, the Fortnite scaling does nothing this time. Damn.
Yeah, I think
When
it
has
never did
when has-
anything anyway.
When has Fortnite scaling ever done anything?
It
for
makes
any
it so
matchups
Homer beats.
outside of Fortnite original characters and for some
The
reason
funniest
Homer
thing
Simpson.
for Fortnite scaling is Homer and Peter both get it. The only difference
Yeah.
is Homer scaling is legitimate and Peter's is fraudulent, which is really funny.
Yeah, Peter's
Because-
is fake and Homer's is like 100%
hang on.
real.
Peter got that one cutscene I remember way back where he was like in the doctor's office and he had to get the steroids from the cat.
He had to basically the only reason that they would allow him into Fortnite was Meowsco said, "Oh, you need to lose weight,"
Yeah.
and Peter was kept rejecting it. So it was like, okay, here, drink this like 5-year expired slurp juice.
Yeah. So he's there, technically.
There was no involvement from Seth MacFarlane from that short. There was no actual audio for that short, and it was animated in Flash.
Damn.
Hey man. you know what?
Meanwhile, Homer's over here throwing hands with the tentacle of the Dark Beast or whatever its name is.
As well as having a TV remote with a 0-point shot.
Yeah,
Listen, man, I'm just trying to help my guy Peter out.
Nah, Peter. Out of all the cartoon fathers, Peter is probably one of the worst.
yeah.
Hey, that was only after the first 3 seasons. In the first 3 seasons, he's actually not bad.
Yeah, out of the first 3 seasons, he was a good father. But yeah, but now
Giovanni versus All for
all
One.
for one.
I prefer Giovanni
hello.
versus Crocodile, but I can see the potential with this.
I get this, but I'm not super into it myself.
All for One doesn't really have any like this is the one kind of matchup. The one that I've seen the most before
Oh.
Giovanni was the main villain from Mob Psycho
Rand,
100.
Rand, hang on. I know the one. Hang on. I gotta go get it.
No, don't you dare bring it up again. I saw it when the stream first started. I don't need to see Lazy
Listen,
Town
man.
again.
Listen, man.
Lazy
You may not
Town?
like it. Listen, you may not like it, but this is what peak death battle matchups look like, Rand. All right? Everything is
Oh,
God.
I don't wanna. God damn
Oh,
it!
this guy.
They're kind of making the
I know
same
nothing
face now
about
that I'm
you,
looking
but
at
hell
it.
yeah.
They are making the same face.
Why is All for One so fucking ugly?
Hey, he's a burn victim.
Not a burn victim. That's a punch victim.
The punch was so powerful it burnt him.
All right.
Checks out.
Anyway, Giovanni
Talking
versus
about all
One.
for, I think it's, I think it makes sense. It's just not my preference. I think that All for One's big issue is I think all of his matchups are like with characters that have other more interesting matchups.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like All for One has like Makima and Orochimaru,
Wait, no.
which in a vacuum are good matchups, but I just like I'd rather them fight other people.
There is one matchup for All for One I have seen around. All for
Green
One
Goblin?
versus the one of the main antagonists from Mob Psycho.
I
That
mean-
one does look interesting.
Yeah, the main villain from Mob Psycho 100. Well, like
Yeah.
Oh, there's a
is like
triangle, apparently.
is like was like the one for a while now.
Yeah. It looks pretty good, honestly.
But sadly, one of the weird things about that is it even debatable because of
No.
all?
No,
Mob Psycho probably doesn't have the scaling high enough.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Damn.
I like that guy versus M Bison. I think that's fun.
Oh yeah,
That
Bison
sounds
versus
good.
the guy from Mob Psycho.
All right.
Spooky versus Malik. That makes sense.
Malik. Me?
He's from Dark Deception.
Oh.
We talked about it in our Halloween cast, and it's a very strong
Ah.
matchup. Makes a lot of sense.
Look, I'll trust you.
Neat.
Zygarde versus Chaos.
Oh,
Which
hell
Chaos?
yeah.
Oh,
I'm-
from
Sonic,
Chaos
I
from
mean.
Sonic? Not
yes.
Kyogre?
Yeah, I'm on the Kyogre train for Chaos.
Guardians of their like homes. Then when they get angry, they blast the shit out of you.
And I guess they both split apart, huh? That is true.
I think
Yep.
like it could have like decent fight progression.
Oh, wait, but doesn't Legends
For
EA kind of just
sure.
make Zygarde? Zygarde just gets a giant gun now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Zygarde gets
I think it's
Zygarde gets a fuck off head cannon, which is just crazy.
And I think that actually.
I
does
will
nothing
say
to
I think-
Chaos.
I was going to say I think Chaos outs stats depending on how you interpret Sonic scaling.
Yeah.
Because generations and the statements that is Sonic from the past makes things a lot more complicated for Chaos.
Mhm.
Awesome. I think I see it though.
It's not my pick for him, but I think Chaos versus Zygarde is probably almost as good as Kyogre versus Chaos in my brain.
All right. Now
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say we're gonna reach the end because it's been almost 2 hours. So here's what I'm
2
gonna
hours
do.
already.
I'm gonna let each person here, because chat, you guys been great. You've been giving out some good matchups. But I'm gonna give Rand,
let's go.
Lockdown, Sherm, and myself time to talk about any matchup of their choice.
I will go last.
Give me a second.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I'm gonna go second to last then.
Okay.
Okay,
Sherm.
sure.
Sherm.
Let me run through my top list real quick.
Okay.
Rumi versus Adagio. I've talked about it a bunch of times. I don't need to talk about it more. Luzan, Doom 682. Let me pull up my top 10 list.
You know what? While you do that, I'm gonna look through my stuff. I think I know what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm gonna let someone else go first.
Well, if you know, why don't you talk about it while we're all figuring it out?
But I'm shy.
You want someone to pay attention to you while
Oh
you...
my.
Molak craves attention like how a cat craves catnip.
It's crazy.
Where's my top 10? Oh, here it is. Let's see. What do I want? What do I talk
have a
about
double
that?
for
Talk
it,
about that.
though?
Talk
Hang
about
on.
that.
Okay, hang on. Let me flip a coin.
You know what? I'll talk about on our Nebula Theater. We have a Halloween poll going on, and right now, it's kind of. It seems like Chucky versus Slappy is gonna win by a pretty significant margin on this week's poll. But the second place one is Luz versus Akko, which is one I was kind of hoping would move on to the next week. Now, this is a poll as a part of a tournament that will eventually determine what our Halloween episode will be for next
Ooh.
Halloween.
I was really hoping that Puppet versus Alice would win.
Luz versus Akko, I think, is a really funny idea as a matchup for a Halloween-themed episode because it's not like the scary direction; it's like the fun witches direction. So I think I think the matchup is just cool because it's kind of like the matchup for Little Witch Academia. So if you ever want to talk about that series, Luz is the one to go for. I also think it'd be cool for Nebula Theater to do it because we all joke that like Luz versus Anne is dead and never gonna happen, but like it's probably gonna happen at some point, right?
Yeah.
Like
It's
people
not-
aren't.
It's not gonna happen. If it hasn't happened already, it's not gonna happen.
Fall Guys versus Among Us in 2024 would like to talk to you about
That's-
happening only when relevant.
True.
That's true.
So true.
Like, who thought that? Like, everyone thought that idea was dead and in the ground.
Hey,
I think Luz versus Anne could be a cool death battle episode, and then maybe Nebula Theater could do Luz versus Akko. I think that'd be pretty fun.
there you go.
Plime really likes that matchup. I really like the Owl House. I think this matchup would be super cool. And I think it's like we have a smaller audience, so I think like anything could happen. Right now, Luz versus Akko is second place in the poll, losing by about 40 votes. Maybe if enough people come to the under the banner of Luz versus Akko, we can get it into the semifinals.
Can I just say something?
enough.
No offense to Chucky Slappy, but does Slappy even have enough?
Oh, Slappy probably
Oh,
stomps.
Slappy has a lot. Are you kidding me? Have you not read the what they call Goosebumps books?
I haven't read Goosebumps since I was 9.
Goosebumps
enough.
goes hard, bro.
Yeah, Slappy probably like stomps low key. I like Chucky versus Slappy. Don't get it twisted. I think it's probably my preferred for both conceptually. I just like Luz versus Akko more. I think Chucky versus Slappy is a very strong option.
All right. I guess since Lockdown and Rand both want to go towards the end, I'll go next. I thought I was gonna talk about Kaido versus Radon because I've ranted about this one a few times in the Discord. I love that matchup, but I'm gonna talk about this one instead.
Ooh.
I fuck with this one so hard.
Oh.
Grim, kill the child.
Kill the child. Yes.
Which one?
Kill Timmy.
Kill Timmy. Listen.
That's honestly kind of valid.
All right. So look, I think at first glance, a lot of people think that, oh, well, this matchup doesn't work conceptually because Timmy can't kill with his parents, like, right? That's in the rules. But that's not really how it works. It becomes because, like, obviously we've had different kind of endings in Death Battle, and it will be one of those kind of situations where Timmy essentially has to find a way to get rid of Grim, Billy, and Mandy because Grim, Billy, and Mandy have so many more hacks than I think people realize that they're not even on the Versus Battle Wiki yet. Like that is how under researched their series is.
My favorite feat is just from Mandy smiling, destroyed the entire universe of Billy and Mandy, and they had to be rebooted into a different universe with them as the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
I think what makes it even cooler is like Rand brought up, Billy and Mandy can actually fight. It's not just going to be Grim. They have like their own stuff. Like apparently Billy can like go into people's minds if he like connects his head to them.
Oh.
It's weird.
Billy is also so chaos that he literally calls a god of chaos and disharmony and dismay to go insane.
Yes, dude. Like imagine like midway through the fight, like Billy and Cosmo, they just start fucking hanging out with each other and forgetting what's going on, and Cosmo starts unironically granting wishes for Billy.
You got it.
Oh, I love that so much. That's awesome.
I think it's really cool. I like this matchup a lot.
We should have Cosmo. Like they're trying to steal the scythe, and somehow Cosmo's the one to do it, and then Grim just asks for it back, and he's like, "Oh, sure, here you go."
Yes, dude. Yes.
Cosmo, you idiot!
And even better, people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, don't just steal Grim's scythe." Do you know how many episodes Cosmo and Wanda lose their wands?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it happens so much. It's crazy. Like this matchup goes so hard. I love it a lot.
Cosmo and Wanda might be some of the biggest jobbers out there.
100%.
Yeah. They are humongous jobbers, and that's why it's perfect for them to fight Grim because Grim got jobbed by 2 children.
Yeah. Although it is very funny that they do have like angelic true forms. I think that's hilarious.
Okay, someone in chat did bring up the point that Timmy also has his own powers. Timmy does also have his own powers. Timmy can like shoot lasers. Apparently.
Yeah.
He just has that.
People say like Timmy has no rules about killing someone though. Like the fairy parents can't wish for someone to be dead, but like.
But one of the big things is in a bunch of episodes where Timmy's wish goes against the rules, the wish just stops existing.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if Timmy were to try to use like one of his power suits to kill Billy and Mandy, the suit would just disappear or not
Mhm.
work.
Ah.
Because if the wish is being used to go against the rules override the wish.
Right. And even then, if they did kill them, like Grim is fucking Grim. You know what I mean? Like he'll just come back. So that doesn't really matter. Timmy has to find other creative ways to get rid of them, and I think that's what makes the matchup fun.
Like stealing the scythe, maybe.
Like stealing the scythe. But then
Timmy's a
again, in
wild
some
kid.
episodes, Grim just says, "You know what? Fuck this," and he just like takes the scythe back and like poofs it back in his hand. So
Yeah, he can. Yeah, there's multiple times where Grim has lost his scythe, or his scythe is in the other room. He's too lazy to walk over and get it, so he just lifts his hand up, and the scythe comes back to him.
Is poof part of Timmy's arsenal?
I wouldn't say
no, because in one of the later seasons, Poof goes to school and he's no longer with them.
Mhm.
He goes to boarding school as like a 1-year-old.
Yes, and then he came back and he voice acted and he did a Trump impression.
Which, by the way,
yeah.
The way, Fairly Odd Parents fell off so hard.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take the image off the screen because if you're gonna talk about that, I don't want to disgrace them. I don't want to disgrace them.
All right. So, all right, Lockdown, what you got?
Okay, so first of all, Molak, I'm sitting in the doorway.
Okay.
Just because I stemmed on it, and I want to talk about it just because it's something that like popped into my head, and I want it to be spread purely for the sake of it just entered my head sphere, and I love the idea of it because it's just kind of you could play it off multiple ways.
It's a fan battle cast variant.
Go cook.
Yes, it is. Vernius and Failboat.
Rand, you can also send a thumbnail to Molak if you can find one.
He did.
Okay.
No way.
I happen to have this one for this matchup in particular, so I wanted to share.
You sent me. What the fuck is this? Okay.
What?
Go ahead, Phil. Go ahead, Lockdown. Go ahead.
Okay, anyways, Bernice, Failboat, they're two YouTubers who really like Kirby, and it's just kind of, it's just one of those chaotic YouTuber matchups, and it could really be played off anyway. I love the idea of it ending up like really Eldritch with like Bernice becoming the moon or something, and then just Failboat in the chat just doing whatever the hell they do.
All right, I feel like I'm missing context here.
They are both YouTubers.
I have questions.
So,
I have question. So are they streamers? Are they YouTubers? What are they?
Yes.
Okay. Do they YouTube them playing games? Do they YouTube like lore videos?
Yes.
Like what videos do they make?
Yeah, they do gameplay stuff, but like their editing and whatnot give them some stuff as well. And Failboat just like spats out nonsense sometimes.
So what kind of editing feats do they have?
There's a couple of moon stuff. They've both destroyed that one watch-looking enemy from Kirby multiple times on accident.
Like they themselves, not their characters.
There's also
Failboat's head was able to just kind of blow up the moon.
So they both have.
And then
Kirby
beyond
scaling.
that, if we were to take it at face value, but beyond that, there's some other stuff. Failboat was able to survive like cancer that got to like the several thousand stages.
Oh, I didn't realize cancer got past like stage 4.
Yeah, he started with stage 7.
Oh man, that's rough. At that point, I think
he was able to live for a good bit. He was also able to speak without lungs.
What?
And then, his dog removed his lungs and then put them back after he removed the cancer.
I hate it when that happens.
Couldn't be me.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Failboat has a scythe apparently. That's what the little boat thing on his head is supposed to be, I guess.
This is a fun idea.
You also forgot about the beam attack.
I can safely say
beam attack.
It is the best option I've heard for each other. There are no other alternate matchups for these guys I can think of.
Any hoozle. Since everyone was doing a few more, I did gather like 6 of them, but I don't have thumbnails for any of the rest of them. So I'm just gonna sound them off, starting with like the 2, like it's just kind of it's Christmas time, so might as well do Santa themed stuff. If
Santa versus
Santa
Dracula.
that I like. That could go hard, but I decided Nicholas
Ian-
St. North from Rise of the Guardians / the Guardians of Childhood series, and Santa from Christmas Chronicles. I think it's a stomp for Nick, though, because of the books, unless if we're going just movie for movie.
Me and Saul want to do a stream where we just put a bunch of movie Santas in like a tournament bracket and discuss who wins each matchup.
Oh, please invite me to that.
Yeah,
Please
that
invite me
would-
to that.
I would love to do Nicholas St. North if we include the books. If not, I'm.
Me and Saul
totally
were
fine
actually
with
talking
rewriting
about
them.
it. We think like so. Here's the thing in versus is we always assume like magic feats correlate directly to AP, but as we said, we were like most Santas probably don't actually scale in AP to the magic they do. So even though like
Nicholas
Nick from
might,
well,
just
Nick
because
is
of
the exception because Nick is like an anime character basically, so he gets like talent level scaling physically, probably star level with the
No, not-
books. The problem is like if we
Anime?
were to look at Santa from the Christmas Chronicles, he has like cloud moving feats, but we have no evidence that like his magic scales to like his physical body. Like I think physically his best feat is like throwing the Yule cat, which is like a supernaturally large cat, but it's only like the size of a car, maybe. So it's like, and he's
Fair
like, when
enough.
he's in jail, he's not just like, oh, I'll just bust out of jail. He's like, well, I guess I'm stuck here. I think there's a lot of indication
Yeah.
that most Santas are like, even if they have OP magic, like physically, they're like wall to wall level generally. So I think
Fair
like
enough.
if a Santa's like
Yeah.
super powerful, like Saint North, we're just not going to put him in the bracket.
Mr. Red in chat.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
have a deep personal hatred towards Santa.
Oh, that's good.
That's very
Yeah.
good.
I'm sorry that you have that. It's valid though.
Oh my god.
Anywho,
I don't
Right.
want to
Um,
diminish anyone's trauma, but that wounds me personally.
All right, Rand,
and
you're
Okay,
last.
so the one I decided to go with
Wait, let me pull it
over. The one I decided to go with over who?
There we go.
Oh, the one I decided to go with over Indiana Jones versus Lara Croft is Jack Sparrow versus a Guybrush Threepwood.
This idea is super fun. I love Monkey Island.
Ooh.
It'd be really
Yeah.
fun to talk about.
It gets a new type of video game series onto the show, which is point and click adventure. And
That is true.
it'd be
Sam
very
and
fun.
Max.
Yeah, Sam and Max as well would also be fun, but I've talked about Sam and Max versus Banjo Kazooie enough.
What up?
What the fuck?
You
You gonna join at the end?
Oh,
go ahead, joins at the
Go
end.
ahead.
Well, I guess you gotta go on for another 2 hours.
I have no idea what y'all were doing. I just got off of work.
We're
Yeah,
just
welcome.
talking about matchups.
we are reaching the tail end of it, discussing having each of us go through matchup or matchups that we like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Cypher.
cool.
Oh, Cypher, please don't talk about that matchup in chat. If you talk about that matchup, I'm gonna start rambling about it. Please, Cypher, don't do it.
Y'all been going at this for like hours. I think there's plenty of rambling left to go.
Hours?
We're at the end. We're going to talk about this matchup, and then, Krat, you're going to give us the last matchup to talk about.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So it would also
If
be
you find a thumbnail for it, you can send it to Molak.
So- also be very
Alright, give me a
fun
sec.
because these two's personalities are kind of the same, but and very different at the same time.
Yeah.
And it would also be fun to finally get some scaling for Pirates of the Caribbean because there's so much. There's like 70 to 80 different books that take place before the first movie. There's
Yeah,
like
he's got a lot of
comics.
stuff.
There's
There's the
games.
MOBA.
There's the MOBA. Yeah, there's a lot. We just don't have a modern Pirates of the Caribbean game. That pisses me off. There's
Yeah.
money.
He
just
was in Sea
sitting
of
there.
Thieves. Doesn't that count?
Well, Sea of Thieves. He also gets Sea of Thieves stuff.
The
Well, I
issue
mean,
is
man,
like
We got Assassin's Creed 4. You know, that's a close second.
Of course, I don't want to give Ubisoft any more of my money until they make a new Rayman game.
I'm not giving Ubisoft
That-
any more of my money until they close down in their new company.
That's valid. That is very
That is
valid.
very valid. But yeah, it also just be very fun to get like another movie character onto the show.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Fair enough.
All right, Croat,
I'm sold
you
on
have
this
the
idea.
stage.
I'm trying to pick a matchup I haven't already talked about or planning on. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. I got the matchup to send to you. I got the matchup.
The big finale.
The big
All right,
finale.
no, it's a finale.
swear,
all
I
right.
swear to God, if
Oh,
it's what I
hell
think
yeah.
it is, I will kick you. I swear. It better not be what I think it is.
It's worse.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right, send it to your DMs.
What? What is this?
Oh no.
You want to end it with a bag?
To it.
You want to end it with a bag?
I swear to
You
God,
know, I
I
take
swear
it
to-
back. Can I get the other one instead?
You want the okay?
No,
Okay.
no,
Nah,
come on.
nah, show it to us.
You have to share it now, Molak.
Okay, I got
Come
it.
on.
All right.
Don't trust-
Okay.
Hang on.
Ooh.
This is so
We're
stupid.
preparing
You're
for it.
delaying it, Mohawk.
There we go.
The suspense is going to burn. Oh
Oh,
Wait for it to load. Wait for it to load.
God.
hold on.
I see the
I'm
file
reading it.
name.
I don't know enough.
I will
Please
let
load.
y'all know on some ball knowledge. So, Broken Matt Hardy is a wrestler.
This is taking so long
Oh.
to load. The
Who-
anticipation
Please
is
load.
killing me.
Bro, even YouTube is like, bro, I don't even want to show this.
So,
Yeah, please.
so Matt
Restream.
Hardy to
Word.
drop some lore as this is loading. Matt Hardy was a wrestler for WWE and TNA. And he was always under the shadow of his more popular brother, Jeff Hardy. So one time, the losses just kept adding up. Here we go.
This guy looks familiar. I've seen
I-
this man before.
Yeah, so the losses kept adding up. So Matt Hardy, I have to remember this lore very well, got possessed by the wrestling spirit Zenith and became broken Matt Hardy and was trying to beat his brother, Jeff Hardy, who he kept calling Brother Nero in a British Jamaican accent. This entire time when this was all happening was wild to watch. Matt Hardy has an army of drones that he can command at his will to do his bidding.
What?
In the WWE games, because his character ended up going into WWE, in one of the story modes, he can travel between universes.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
No, and when he finally beats his brother Jeff Hardy in the final deletion, I have to say it like that, he then has Jeff Hardy's body get possessed by Brother Nero after throwing him into the Lake of Reincarnation.
Oh,
Yes, in his compound, he has something called the Lake of Reincarnation.
Bro, I can't do this. This is
That-
dumb.
It is. At one point, after getting his ass kicked, he threw Brother Nero into the lake. He pops out as an earlier gimmick of Jeff Hardy. It goes, no, this is not what we need. And throws it back in the lake.
That's crazy.
I want this to happen because they have to explore the broken universe because it's fucking insane.
Oh my god.
Okay, so here, the reason why all this happens was because Matt Hardy at the time was working for a company called TNA, and they were running low on money, and the Hardy Boys were like their biggest draws. So Matt was like, "Let me write whatever the fuck I want," and so it just kept going and going and going. At one point, like, he implies that he should be on a similar level to Sister Abigail and The Fiend, who are like very strong high tiers in wrestling.
What the hell?
Oh.
Alright. I'm taking Matt Hardy's face off the screen.
Guys, I kind of
Yeah.
like it.
Oh my
It is. Because it plays with the fact that Flowey's got a brother, and that shit went south. Matt has a brother. That shit went south. They're in WWE 2K19, which is where Broken Matt Hardy is traveling between universes. He's like one of the first people you fight, and then he ends up being the end game boss, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've played that game, but it's absolute insanity.
I'm just imagining like vines are grabbing enemies, like ripping them apart. In a weird way, it's kind of like how Batman fights Poison Ivy, just like physically fighting all the plants.
Yeah. Dude, if y'all ever get bored, just look up Broken Universe, find any of the videos from TNA. It is wild. He fights a kangaroo at one point.
Okay.
He was
All
doing.
I think if any matchups stick with me after this cast, it's gonna be well, for one, it's gonna be Wonder Woman versus Melano, because that matchup actually does kind of seem interesting. I hadn't heard it before. But I think Matt Hardy versus Flowey is going to be one that, like, I think about when considering Flowey matchups.
It's my favorite.
It sounds silly enough to work.
It is. It is.
Right.
I am not as knowledgeable in Broken Universe lore as I wish I was, because that entire time period is a blur. I'm more heavily lock in. The world needs to understand what I went through in 2016 watching this shit.
This was a great cast, guys. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah,
Thank you all.
I love the fact that we just sat here and talked for about 4 or 5 hours.
It was a 6-hour cast. So,
it's crazy because originally me and Sherm were just gonna be here for like 30 minutes.
yeah.
Yep.
We just
and then you threw the hey, you could join, and I was like, oh hell yeah.
And I was like, oh hell yeah.
Rand joined, but then didn't say anything for a little bit. So we were like,
I'm sorry, my girlfriend called me.
Yeah. With that said, guys,
You really
thanks
wish
for
I said
watching. If you want more content
Yeah,
like us
you
just
all.
shooting the shit instead of debating matchups, let us know in the comments and I'll think about it.
All right. I'm ending the stream.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Before